The first half of the season is come and gone. A promising start turned into a nightmare scenario. 3 straight losses leaves College of the Canyons in unfamiliar territory. But the reset comes a new hope. A chance to start over and keep chasing the dream of a state title. Conference play starts tonight, and it's pretty simple. Just win. Hello there and welcome into Cougar Stadium for a special edition of SCFA football on Thursday night under the lights here at Cougar Stadium. It's homecoming week with 2 old rivals hooking up, the Bakersfield Renegades and the 19th-ranked COC Cougars. Alongside the sports information director here for College of the Canyons, Jesse Munoz, I'm Matt Robinson. Wonderful to have you along with us. As always, a very special night here. And Jesse, let's get right down to business right away. It's been a bit of a rough first half for COC. What do the Cougars need to do to turn things around going into the second half, going into conference play?
I'll tell you what, Matt, plain and simple, Cougars need to turn the page. You turn the page and you grow from the adversity of the first half. You know, it's not how you played before. It's not shoulda, woulda, coulda, what you should have done. Right now it's how you respond, how do you pick yourself up, and how do you continue to move forward. This is a team that still has postseason aspirations, and nothing is lost here. You make your run through conference play, and the Cougars are back in business. So, again, an important matchup. One where the Cougars are definitely wanting to get back on track. And, hey, Matt, we got a little homecoming festivity sprinkled on top of that. This is going to be a fun one. A little bit extra intensity with that homecoming. We talked about the first half. It was rough. Your first 2 games of the season, nice wins over Antelope Valley and Southwestern, but losses to 3 good teams in Fullerton, Palomar, and Riverside. So you kind of turn things around. You turn the page. We talked about it. We talked about kind of getting on and just getting back. Really no margin for error, though. You've got to win 5 games in conference play, try and make the playoffs. When we talk about both these sides, we're going to talk about the offenses first. Who will start at quarterback for COC? That's a big question for the Cougars. On the other side for Bakersfield, are they a juggernaut or are they not really a juggernaut? I mean, we really don't know. Yeah, I mean, starting off with College of the Canyons, we've seen Chaden Perry, we've seen Bryce Dixon. Obviously, our coaching staff likes elements that they've seen in both players. So it's now about how do you utilize those skill sets, how do you maximize the talents of those 2 players, bring out the best of them and the teammates around them. One thing I know, whoever is under center for College of the Canyons is going to have a plethora of weapons. There's a stable of able-bodied running backs, lots of receivers, lots of talent on the outside. So, again, we're going to have to see how it goes. This big offensive line is going to prove to be a factor. And to Bakersfield, are they for real? Much like Canyons has lost to some respected, highly touted teams. So, coming off the big week last week, heading into the bye, that was against a winless San Bernardino team. So, again, a hard barometer to kind of gauge where they are at. But again, just geographically and historically, this is a rivalry game and should be a good one.
Talk about the Bakersfield offense, 59 and 69 points in their 2 wins, have been held under 30 in their 3 losses. So, again, a team that we're not really sure about. Same thing for the Cougars on the other side. When we talk about the defenses, both statistically look really good, but are either for real? That's kind of the question we have coming into today.
Yeah, again, we've talked about it throughout the season. Cougars have talent on all 3 levels, very well coached, always prepared. But I think the problem is they have yet to put together a 60-minute game. Example, Riverside, you hold them to 7 points in the first half. You're there. Riverside goes in the locker room. Another well-coached team makes the adjustments, scores 24 in the second half, comes away with the victory. So for Canyons, we've seen those flashes. We know the ability is there. It's about putting it together for 60 minutes. Hopefully tonight's the night. Same thing for Bakersfield. You've seen the flashes. They shut out Mount Sac in the first quarter. We're leading for the majority of that game before the Mounties came roaring back. So, again, have shown some capability in that area. It's about just pushing the right buttons and having it all click for you.
It's going to be an interesting game. Both teams really similar points against, 22.8 for Bakersfield, 22.2 per game for COC. Really similar points for COC. 32.6 points per game, 20th in the state. Bakersfield 34.4, which is 14th best. So it's kind of a coin flip situation for these 2 sides. The recent history in favor of COC, they've won the last 11, 9 of those coming on the field, 2 coming in forfeits in 2011 and 2012. So recent history, COC's kind of had the better of it.
Yeah, head coach Ted Isenda has not lost to Bakersfield in his era. So I'm sure that's a trend he would like to see continue. And again, even though the victories maybe, one way for Canyons the last recent years, these are always hard-fought games, even if the score does not indicate that. These are 2 teams that are going to play with a lot of passion. They're geographically close to each other. probably know some of these guys here and there, so this is going to be a fun one.
The good thing for both these teams coming into today, everybody in the National North has a loss right now. Everybody has at least one loss. Ventura leading the way at 4-1. Then you look and you've got ELAC and Long Beach at both 3-2. Everyone else 2-3. So it's maybe a wide open conference this year. Going to be very interesting. We'll have the opening kickoff for you when we come back here on the Cougar Sports Network. Should be a good one. Homecoming, COC, Bakersfield, 2 old Western States conference rivals now in the National Northern Division, ready to hook it up here from Cougar Stadium. College of the Canyons wants you to get ready, reset, and go when it comes to your athletic future. With 17 intercollegiate sports programs to cheer for, opportunities for student athletes to learn, train, and compete, and a championship mindset that has produced state and national titles, College of the Canyons and the Cougar Athletics programs offer a great college experience. Get ready, reset, and go at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule and cocathletics.com now.
At Jersey Mike's, we think no sub should be measured in inches long or seconds till served. A sub should be measured in moments, time with friends, lunch breaks unbroken. Every sub is a chance to be great. Every sub should ask the question, am I a sub or am I a sub above? Jersey Mike's, be a sub above.
Our sports medicine program here at College of the Canyons is meant to introduce students who are interested in some type of career in sports medicine. Most of my students are interested in careers as an athletic trainer, physical therapist, or orthopedic surgeon. So when they're done with our program, they will have their Associates of Science. Do you love sports? And do you take satisfaction from seeing someone go from injury all the way back to the sport that they love? Then this is a program you should definitely consider.
Meet Nigel Terry. In 2018, UCLA Health made him Laker for a day. Not because he beat cancer once, he beat cancer twice. He inspired us to push, to make the impossible possible. Because that's what Nigels do. And the world needs more Nigels. UCLA Health.
Welcome back into Cougar Stadium. We get set up for a National Northern Division matchup. 19th ranked COC and Bakersfield College, an old school rivalry getting ready to kick back off. COC will kick things off as we get underway wearing those gray threads, Dressy. Brand new threads. First time we've ever seen them.
Well, that's a program first here on homecoming night. And I tell you what, Matt, I like them. The grays are popping. You got a little bit of yellow there. Pairs nicely with the helmet stripe that we added earlier this year. So College of the Canyons is raring to go.
Ty Morrison to kick things off for COC, and he will make a short kick and try and keep it out of Bakersfield's returner's hands, taken right about at the 25-yard line, and a big hit right at the 25 on the return for Bakersfield. Wasn't a long return for the Renegades, as just a couple of yards that time for, I believe it was Jaden Smith, the tight end out of Bakersfield.
Matt, that's exactly what you want to see. First play of the game, you come down there, you get a pop under your shoulders, under your helmet, and you get ready to go play. You can see already the emotion on the sidelines. These guys are excited, ready to go. We've got a student section here tonight. The flags are flying. College of the Canyons football, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go.
Joseph Campbell, the quarterback for Bakersfield, will lead the Renegades out. The transfer from Fresno State was a walk-on at Fresno State after his high school season, which was kind of a weird one. We'll talk about that more. He'll be in the backfield. No backs in the backfield with him. 5 wide as he'll throw here on first down. Over the middle pass caught by Jihad Marks. Picked up at the 40-yard line, but enough for a first down as a trio of Cougars bring him down. COC thought they had the football, and it looked like one of the Cougars came out of the pile with it, but I think it's going to be Bakersfield football. It was Justin Horton that actually came out of the pile with it for a second there.
Yeah, met there first by Snoke. Then I see Samaj Williams, and there's Horton with the ball. So, again, a lot of excitement down there. These guys are flying around. That's what you like to see. Bakersfield retains for now.
Good first down gain for Bakersfield. They'll run here on second down, and a big hole for the back that time as it was Jordan Norwood up across the 50 to the Cougar 47-yard line. So a big run for Norwood on a big hole.
Yeah, that's a big chunk play for Bakersfield, and a nice open field tackle there by number 1, Justin Horton, again flying around again.
So we mentioned Joseph Campbell, the quarterback, has quite of a family pedigree. His father, Jack, his brothers, Jack and Grant, and his uncle, Byron, all played Division I football. Walked on at Fresno State after a freaky season, his final season in high school. Had a shoulder injury, then ended up in the hospital with surgery as he throws here and throws that on a play. There's a flag right near the line of scrimmage, probably in the area of a hold. So this may push Bakersfield back, but a good job defensively for COC that time.
Yeah, I think you're right, Matt. That's going to be a hold. And I saw Reggie Jones, big number 95, come charging. And you can see there just a little bit of a jersey pull, held him up. Still almost got there, so it just shows the athleticism there. But a nice call by the official there to get things going.
Legal block below the knees that time on Bakersfield. So it's going to keep it at first down, and it's going to push Bakersfield all the way back to their own 40-yard line, actually inside back to the 38-yard line, it looks like. So tough down and distance for Bakersfield, 1st and 25 from their own 40 or 38-yard line. We were talking about Joseph Campbell, as we said, had shoulder surgery after his junior season, didn't start his senior season due to a health scare, was hospitalized actually for 10 days with a puncture lung and valley fever. So a kid that certainly knows diversity and has played pretty tough for Bakersfield this year. You look at the numbers, 66 passes, 66 for 112, 776 yards, 7 touchdowns, 3 interceptions on the season. As on first down and 25, Bakersfield with a gain of 3 on the run that time from Jordan Norwood.
Yeah, and then there was Cole Bullock there to take him down. Cole Bullock, 3rd on the team, 24 tackles, make it 25 here tonight. And he's another one of those guys that flies around, makes plays, has a nose for the ball. Watch out for him tonight.
5 wide again for Bakersfield here on second down, and we'll call it 22. Norwood actually in the slot this time instead of in the backfield. As Campbell in the shotgun will take the snap. No drop, throws over the middle. Had that same pass to Jihad Marks, and he gets back to the original line of scrimmage and a couple extra back to the Cougar 45-yard line. So it'll leave 3rd down and about 8 for Bakersfield.
So COC definitely going to need to buckle down here, but already the Renegades seeing something they like coming across the middle there. They've gone to that play package a couple times, and so the Cougars are going to have to adjust before things get too far down the road here.
Mark's a big gainer for Bakersfield this year. 17 receptions, 290 yards, 3 touchdowns. The transfer out of Northern Colorado had 1 reception for the Bears back in 2021 for 24 yards as he comes back to Bakersfield. 3rd down and 8 here for the Renegades as they'll throw here on 3rd down. Campbell pressured. Cougars going to try and get him, and they'll take him down in the backfield. Sack that time for Cole Bullock. Gets there on the good pressure from COC.
And we hinted at it. Cole Bullock, one of those guys that's going to come in and make a play for you. Matt, that is only the 4th sack for College of the Canyons this year. So good to see things getting started here early. College of the Canyons known for its pressure and a strong defensive front, which for whatever reason hasn't translated over to sacks this year. But there's one to get us started, and hopefully that starts a trend.
One of the Bakersfield big boys up front down, Jordan Ortiz. Looks like he hurt his knee. Maybe got rolled up on a little bit, stepped on. You could see it on the replay. Kind of hopped up and grabbed right to his knee, and he's definitely uncomfortable right now. As the athletic training staff for Bakersfield out there, the athletic training staff for COC out there as well. Eric Petrago actually out on the field to help out. A little bit of show of support as we hope Jordan's okay. The big sophomore, 6'5", 296 out of Mission Hills, California, went to Chaminade High School. Certainly uncomfortable what looks like he's moving a little bit, and we'll check on him. But a good third down stop for COC leaves Bakersfield at 4th and 15 on the sack from Cole Bullock. For Bullock, it's his first sack of the year. Hard to believe for COC this year. They have not gotten to the quarterback very much this year, Jesse. When you look at the numbers, just 3 sacks on the season. That's almost dead last in the state.
And like we talked about, the pressure has been there. This is a big and talented defensive line. For whatever reason, just simply hasn't translated into sacks. That being said, 31 tackles for loss, 140 yards, attached to that. So James Jeanette, David Francis Jr., Reggie Jones, Adam Classon, they're all getting in there and accounting for those takedowns. Like I said, D-line has been impactful, just not in that particular stat
just
category.
Not getting to the quarterback this year. It's just strange. Usually that's one of those numbers that COC is near the top of the state, and especially with a big defensive line like they've got this year. So this will help them a little bit. We hope Jordan Ortiz can get back in the game, but certainly won't be at 100% when he comes back in. And that kind of takes something out of Bakersfield's offensive line. You took the big front. It's not super deep. They only run 10 guys deep on the offensive line for Bakersfield. So this kind of hurts them here early on that you lose Jordan Ortiz, at least for a little bit of time, as he's going to get up, and looks like he's going to get off under his own power, so that's good to see.
Definitely. You never want to see a player go down, but if they do and they can walk away on their own accord, that's always a better sign. So good luck to him, and we'll see how it shakes out for Bakersfield the rest of the way.
Our Todd Littlejohn, the head coach for Bakersfield in his second season, just 4-11, was an assistant at Prairie View A&M, New Mexico State, Cal, Syracuse, UCLA, and SJSU. So certainly has a pedigree as a coach, getting a chance to be the head coach for the first time, and he's doing it for Bakersfield. On the other side, 10 ISN in his 10th season as the head man for COC, 62 wins in his career as the Cougar head coach, and has not gotten off to the start maybe they want this year, but trying to turn things around, and still 5 games left in the year and all conference games, so a chance to try and keep your playoff hopes going with a win here today.
And our Todd Littlejohn obviously knows about this rivalry, knows the history, but Matt, this is his first trip to Cougar Stadium. Bakersfield has not been here, not played here since the 2018 season. Little scheduling snafu had us at Bakersfield again in 19, no season in 20, 21, 22, here we are.
All right, so Bakersfield will kick it away here, as it'll be Tristan Skinner back to punt. The kicker-punter combination, much like COC on the other side with Ty Morrison. 22 punts, 843 yards. He's pinned the other team inside the 25 times this year. He'll kick it from about his own 35-yard line. Back to receive a couple of Cougars standing right about the 5. They'll let it bounce, and they'll pick it up, and it's going to be a tackle deep inside Cougar territory. I'm not sure why Calvin Littles decided to field that. It was going to be ball deep inside his territory anyway, but just a little dangerous.
Yeah, I think that's one of those things. You go into it, you have your mind, okay, I'm not going to take it, and then boom, it's right there in front of you, Matt. And how do you not reach out? Yep. Just instinctual, you reach out. This is a player wants to make a play. Backs up the Cougars a little bit, but again, now we'll get to see what this offense can do. He's got a big field in front of him.
Bryce Dixon going to lead the Cougars out onto the field as the starting quarterback here today in the first game of conference play. 3-year starter at Quartz Hill High School, 25 for 37, 329 yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions on the season. As he will go to work with one man in the backfield with him, starting at their own 5-yard line of the Cougars. They'll give on first down to Damon Banks. J.D. Sumlin. He'll try and push ahead, maybe gets a yard or 2. Not much doing there for Sumlin, so it'll bring second down at about 8 for COC.
So, Cougars looking to start with the run game. Not much going there, but I do like the play call. Get this offensive line moving, get those shoulder pads popping. And like I said, we talked about it earlier, there are a lot of running backs out there. And it's just a matter of which one you go with each set.
Calvin Little's the slot receiver on the far side. Jacoby Taylor, the lone man on the near side, right about the 10-yard line. As Dixon in the shotgun with Sumlin next to him. Will hand off to Sumlin through a hole up the middle. This time fights ahead for about 6 yards, maybe 5. He gets to about the 14, and it'll bring third down and long. We'll call it maybe a 4-yard gain here, so about 3rd and 5 for COC.
And so here you go, a manageable third down. Whole playbook is open here, but I kind of say run it and let them pop a little bit more. We'll see what the Cougars want to do.
So 3rd and about 4, maybe 3.5, as the ball spotted right at the 14-yard line for COC. Chest-high snap for Dixon. He's going to roll out, throws on the run, caught by Calvin Littles, and a first down for COC. Good little rollout that time for Dixon on the package.
And what that does, those first 2 run plays then allow the fake handoff, the play action, and it gives Calvin Littles some speed. Now this is another one of those young men. You get him on the outside with the ball in his hands, he can be dangerous. And so good to see him get a catch under his belt, get his confidence going. That's going to bode well for the Cougars here.
First down of the day for COC. They're all the way out to their own 21-yard line as they work 1st and 10. Sumlin on the near side is the back this time next to Dixon. As they switch sides, they'll fake the handoff, play action pass, thrown to Littles, caught, and he gets it up to the 30-yard line. In on the tackle on the hit was Wattenbarger for Bakersfield.
I love it. Go right back to the guy. Like I said, you got to get him going. He's one of those talented dudes that'll help drive your offense, and Dixon looking for him early and often.
So 2nd down and 1 for COC. They need to get to the 31 for a first down. Dixon staying in the shotgun. Sumlin stays as the feature back, it feels, for COC. 2 receivers on each side. Split out wide onto the far side is Taylor. They'll hand to Sumlin. He gets grabbed by the big defensive line for Bakersfield and slammed down. Number 50 in on the first hit, Luis Alvarez. Looked like Armando Ramos was there as well, but enough for a first down for COC, and that's really all that matters.
Luis Alvarez doing his best Brock Lesnar imitation, takes him down hard.
Took him to Suplex City.
Yes, sir. But the Cougars had enough there. That'll be a new set of downs, and here we go. I love the run game here, Matt.
They stay with Sumlin as the feature back. 2 receivers out to the far side. Littles is the slot receiver for COC. They'll run here on first down. It's going to be kept by Dixon. A big gain up across the 45 and taken down right inside the 50-yard line. Dylan Tooker with the tackle for Bakersfield, but a first down on a big run on a designed RPO for Dixon that time.
Oh, I love it. So you've got Sumlin. You got the defense keyed on them. He's had 5-6 carries already. You first worked in the play action. Now, like you said, the run pass up.
And this is actually going to come back. There was a hold down the field on COC, and I think it went against Josh Smith is who they called it on. So it's going to bring it all the way back, and that's a tough one as it was a big hole for Dixon. So it'll be 2nd down for COC, and I think it'll be about 12 as it'll get it back to just the original line of scrimmage, actually back to the 30-yard line.
Yeah, unfortunate how that turned out, but like I started to say, like the play call, like the defense getting centered on one guy, and whoop, you go the other way.
So we'll go first down and 12 for COC from their own 30-yard line. Sumlin stays as the feature back. 2 receivers out to the near side with Littles as the slot man. Bakersfield a little bit early jump, and COC going to be called for a false start, I believe, as the Cougars are asking for encroachment, but the tackle on the near side for COC jumped, or on the far side, I should say, jump. They're going to discuss it. And they actually are going to call it encroachment, offside on the defense that time in the neutral zone, and that was with the initial jump that caused the jump from the COC offensive line. So the Cougars get a bit of a break there.
Yeah, you take a little bit something back. There's actually 2 guys that kind of flinched and then moved. So the refs had their pick there. College of the Canyons will certainly take it.
So it'll be first down and 7 now. So we had 1st and 10. Now we had 1st and 12. Now we got 1st and 7. Sometime we'll get to 2nd down here on this play for COC. As Dixon stays in there, he'll give this time to Samaj Freeman on the carry. And Freeman with a couple of yards gets up to about the 39-yard line. And it'll bring up 2nd down, and we'll call it about 4.
And again, that's another one of those guys, just when you think someone's going to be the dude, he's going to carry the rock tonight. Hey, let's give Freeman a chance. Let's see what he can do.
Hasn't had a lot of opportunities. 21 carries, 136 yards, averaging 6.5 yards per carry this year. Him, Sumlin, and Banks have really been the feature backs for COC most of the years. They'll go on 2nd down with Freeman in the backfield. He'll get the give this time, trying to get the edge. Nowhere to go. Coming up to make the tackle out of the defensive backfield was Dylan Tooker, the defensive back out of Bakersfield, California Liberty High School.
Yeah, that's a nice job by number 3 out there. Just kind of takes the perfect angle, never lets him get to the corner, and then there for the takedown.
They give Freeman the line of scrimmage, so it'll leave it at 3rd down and 3 for COC. Ball spotted at the 39-yard line inside the 8-minute mark of the first half. Just underway if you're just joining us here from Cougar Stadium. Homecoming night, Thursday night under the lights, a special edition of SCFA football on the Cougar Sports Network and SoCalCollegeSports.com. As we go here on 3rd and 10, Cougars will go play action pass. Dixon hit in the backfield and drugged down that time by big number 42, Logan Bowers. And it's going to be a tackle for a loss all the way back at the 30-yard line.
So look, he blitzed obviously, but where did he come from? It's because he was certainly not accounted for on that play, and so I couldn't see it there if he just shot the gap and made his way. But that was a nice play, and will stop the Cougars in their tracks here. Not what you wanted to see. Had a little bit of momentum, the penalties back and forth, and he ended up punting the ball.
So stall in the drive for COC, and Morrison will punt it away. It's not a very good punt. Takes a Cougar bounce up the Bakersfield sideline, stayed in play and rolled all the way to the 25-yard line. They'll spot it at the 27, but that was a huge break for Ty Morrison on really a shank of a punt from him.
If you ever wondered if a football could tippy-toe, that's just what happened down the sideline. I have never seen a bounce like that where the ball just stayed in bounds. But like I said, the Cougars will take it.
So it flips the field back in favor of COC a bit. The ball spotted at the 27-yard line of Bakersfield. They'll take over for their second drive of the game. 1st and 10 from there. As Campbell in the backfield as the quarterback, and he'll have one back behind him as Jordan Norwood, the feature back so far here early on. 3 ride for Bakersfield to the near side as Campbell will hold on and throw to the outside. Caught. I should say, by Dylan Leach. Sorry, I'm hearing things in my ears. Thought it said the ball was down, but it's not. And it's a second down here for Bakersfield, a gain of about 2 for Dylan Leach.
And for Bakersfield, they had one blocker out there with 2 guys to try and get in front of it. It was Jeremiah Cox who was able to make his way with the takedown.
As we'll go here on 2nd down, call it 8. Ball at the 29-yard line from Bakersfield. Campbell in the shotgun. Looking to throw, looking left the whole way. Cougars in the backfield, flush him out. He's going to roll to the near side and just decides to throw it away. Had Norwood kind of in the area, but a good job by the COC defense. All the big bodies chasing him down that time.
Yep, like you said, everyone giving chase, everyone trying to get upfield. And I see, coming off the bye, it feels like this defensive front's got a little bit of extra burst in there, little extra bounce in their step. You like to see it already with the 1 sack. Pressure has been there continuously. So let's build on that.
Yeah, maybe a little bit more hunger out of this defense that's already 7th in the state in interceptions with 8, but just have not gotten to the quarterback nearly enough, and you can see the defensive line certainly wants to get there against Campbell here today. We go 3rd down and 8, ball to 29. Campbell to throw, a little short pass to Norwood. He's got a big gap, gets across the 30-yard line, or the 40-yard line, I should say, enough for a first down for Bakersfield. So a huge hole on just a little swing pass that time to Norwood.
Look at the burst here on Norwood. I mean, that was a nice hole, but he was kind of slow to get to it. And then look right there, just up the field and make the Cougars kind of work to catch up to him.
A little bit of over pursuit by COC. This pass intended for Leach, but short, and it'll be 2nd down and 10. That one didn't even have a chance. It skipped to Leach, and he was able to make the catch off the bounce, but that's not allowed. And we'll go 2nd down. I think Tylen Foster on that other play from Norwood, a little bit of over pursuit, kind of got himself locked up with a blocker that really wasn't in the play. So the Cougars going to try and pick back up another stop, ball at the 42-yard line. 2nd down and 10 for Bakersfield. 2 backs in there this time for the Renegades. As Campbell stays in the backfield in a shotgun. Belt high snap, gives the handoff, and not much room that time for Norwood. As actually it was Antonio Robinson on the run, and did you see who had the tackle?
You know what? I'm giving it to big Carlos Rivera, who was waiting there with open arms to seemingly swallow up that ball carrier before his mates could come join him. But that was a nice job, just holding your position, being there to meet the ball carrier, as it were.
Call it a tackle for a loss of a yard. So Rivera with what would be his, I think, first TFL of the year, if my stats are correct. And we'll go 3rd and long here. All of the sticks plus 1 extra yard for Bakersfield. As they leave Robinson as the feature back, he'll be out of the backfield in motion now. Campbell to throw, looking left the whole way, pass caught. Good inside back route that time to get around the defender, as it was Daylon Leach that's able to get a big gain across the 40-yard line of the Cougars for a first down.
Yeah, that's a nice job. They had the completion. They were almost there, but you kind of felt like the Cougars had him hemmed up, and he just did a little whoop-de-whoop around him.
Just beat Samaj Williams.
Just kind of with the spin was able to get upfield.
They'll run here on 1st down as Bakersfield goes with a little bit of pace. Not much room for Antonio Robinson as he gets a couple of yards. We'll call it 3. gets the ball to the Cougar 35-yard line. It'll be second down, and we'll call it 7.
You know, in a couple quick plays here, you know, Bakersfield is, you know, has worked their way pretty quickly into College of the Canyons territory. COC had them 3rd and 11, was looking to get off the field, just couldn't do it. So it's time to buckle down here, boys.
Different formation here for Bakersfield with the back deep behind the back, the quarterback. He'll be in motion here. As Campbell to throw, looking left the whole way, incomplete, in and out of the hands of Jihad Marks, who was actually the man lined up behind Campbell to start the play.
And Justin Horton again there around the ball. I'm telling you, Matt, these guys have had some time off. There's a little bit of renewed urgency here for College of the Canyons, and I like the way they're responding so far.
So we go 3rd down and 7, ball at the 35. They might be in field goal range for Tristan Skinner. He was kicking from about here pretty successfully in warm-ups, as they would spot him at about the 42 on the kick. So we'll see what Bakersfield can do, see if they can try and put points on the board, as it's going to be a direct run, a quarterback draw for Campbell, and he's got the sticks, enough for a first down inside the 30 to the Cougar 26-yard line, 27-yard line.
Brian Snoke there to track him down from behind. And again, Bakersfield doing a good job, seem to have found a rhythm here on this drive and progressing nicely.
So just outside the red zone, ball at the 26-yard line of COC. 1st and 10 for Bakersfield. They'll hand off to Norwood. Wrapped up, Ladson there on the hit. A couple of other Cougars as well. Snoke might have been there, and I couldn't see who was on the backside. But 3 Cougars there to make the tackle. A gain of 3 yards there for Norwood. Norwood's been the heavy feature back, and actually for Bakersfield, they really kind of split it between 5 guys. Bonner had 23 carries coming in, Norwood only 19. Amos had 24, Velasquez had 25, so really they kind of go 6 deep, do Bakersfield, but it's been pretty much Norwood and Robinson here early on. They're both in the backfield. Norwood sent out in motion. They'll swing it to Norwood in the flat. Cougar's able to knock him out of bounds before he gets to the 20-yard line, as first in on the hit, I think, was Justin Horton.
Justin Horton's been active,
Matt. Might
Matt.
have said Samaj Williams, I think, was the call over the PA.
Okay, well, both of them are names that we've called a lot here in this first quarter. And now here's a buckle down for the Cougars.
3rd and 4 from the 20. Bakersfield needs to get to the Cougar 16 for a first down. They are in the red zone for the first time today. As we go 3rd and 4. Norwood in the backfield next to Campbell to his left. He'll throw, but he's brought down in the backfield by COC. A bunch of different bodies there, and Snoke comes out of the pile saying he got credit, but I think it's going to be about a half a sack for 4 different guys.
Yeah, I saw Snoke there. I saw Sean Miller around the area. It looked like it was Snoke that probably took him down, but like you said, a lot of guys got hands on him to assist in that.
So a kick from the 31, so it'll be a 41-yard field goal here for Skinner from the right hash. Try and get Bakersfield onto the board as the holder is Trice Griswold. The kick is blocked by COC, and Bakersfield's going to just hold on to it at the 29-yard line of the Cougars. So a big special teams play for COC on a block punt.
Well, let's see who got their big paw up there, because this is going to be one that you maybe mark down here, even though it comes early in the first quarter. And was that Quentin Moten?
I think it might have been.
Number 19.
Right through the middle of the pile, Quentin Moten.
Number 19 on the block, and I had a feeling the way he popped up, started pounding his chest, getting hyped and excited. So that's a tremendous job by that young man, and a nice job for the Cougars to bend, don't break, and come out without surrendering any points.
So a huge blocked field goal, and with 2:06, the Cougars get the ball back at their own 29-yard line. Dixon in the backfield as the quarterback, sends one in motion. They give this time to Sumlin, and he spins off a tackle, a big gain across the 40 to the 50-yard line, into Renegade territory, and knocked out of bounds right about the 40-yard line of Bakersfield. They'll mark it at the 39. A huge run for J.D. Sumlin on first down.
Matt, that's the type of run that will bring this crowd to its feet, will get your bench excited, and make you want to come back to the huddle and say, give me the ball again. That's a tremendous job with the spin move out of there. A la NFL blitz for those of a certain age. But my goodness, not a nice run for that young man. And the Cougars are off and running here in the final minutes of the first quarter.
So 1:30 to go in the first quarter. Dixon in the backfield. Cougars with 7 seconds on the play clock. Need to hurry up here. Two backs in the backfield with him. Dixon will get the snap off. It's a low snap. He'll throw, looking over the middle, downfield, has a man pass, caught in the end zone. Touchdown, COC. Touchdown, Jacoby Taylor.
Jacoby Taylor and Bryce Dixon picking up right where they left off in week 5. They connect again for another long strike. And if you think that sideline was excited before on the block kick and the long run, you should see him now. That is a tremendous job by this offense, putting it all together and finding the end zone. Nice job, College of the Canyons.
Absolutely beautiful throw from Bryce Dixon, his 3rd touchdown pass of the season, and it's a big one all the way into Jacoby Taylor. Just his 2nd touchdown reception and 9th reception of the season, and the Cougars with a 6-0 lead with 1:15 on the first quarter game clock. Extra point for Ty Morrison is up and through. Morrison 19 of 21 on the year on extra points, and the Cougars with a 7-0 lead here late in the first quarter.
And we talked about it, Jacoby Taylor, another one of those emerging weapons for College of the Canyons. Had a 69-yard hookup, like I said, against Riverside. Brought the Cougars to within 3 in that game. So it has the penchant for being a clutch go-to guy here with Dixon under center. And that's just a nice job and a beautiful ball there. He really got something behind it. Perfect. Aces all around on the play call and the execution. And here we go, homecoming evening, and College of the Canyons is roaring, ready to go.
39-yard touchdown reception, and the Cougars have a 7-0 lead. Well, the Santa Clarita television station Community Media Center is Santa Clarita's only TV station, bringing you local arts, culture, history, and entertainment programming 24/7. Watch with Spectrum Channel 20, AT&T Channel 99, Apple TV, Roku, and SCVTV.com, or follow on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, one of our great partners. And you can catch Cougar football on SCVTV, the replay on Friday nights or
Monday nights. Our own Monday night edition of Monday Night Football. We are competing with ESPN. And I'll tell you what, you might want to check out the Cougars on Monday nights.
Another short kick by COC that looks to be the play, as it's fielded by Bakersfield on a fair catch right about the 25-yard line, as they kicked it right again at Jaden Smith, and he's able to make the catch right there, and Bakersfield will take over at their own 25-yard line. So the Cougars certainly trying to keep it out of the dangerous return team from Bakersfield. Jaquel Bonner, Zachariah Hawkins, Morgan Dutton, and Dalen Leach, Christopher Thompson as well, have all been returners this year for Bakersfield. The Cougars just trying to keep it away from them here early on. So 7-0 lead for the Cougars, and the Renegades back out on the field, starting at their own 25-yard line. Campbell with 2 backs, Robinson and Norwood in the backfield with him. They bring in an extra tight end. They'll hand to Norwood. He'll try and get the edge on the far side of the field. Cougars can't quite string it out, and Norwood with a big gain, enough for a first down all the way up to the 35-yard line, maybe the 37, and a first down for Bakersfield.
Yeah, Norwood looked like he wasn't going north-south, but he was kind of just inching that way until he got to the edge and then turned it up. He's a dangerous guy out there with the ball in his hands, and the Cougars are going to have to account for that. Has done a bulk of the damage here thus far, and so you look for the Cougars to make the proper adjustments, get that contained.
On the season, Norwood only averaging 4.7 yards per carry, as the handoff this time for Bakersfield right up the middle, and I think it was Norwood once again.
Matt, I'm telling you, those gray unis out there looked like he was running into a granite wall. There was just a lot of Cougars there to meet him. I'm not sure who they chalked the tackle up to on that one. But like you said, it was a united front that he could just simply not get past.
A hard 2 yards that time for Norwood, as we're at 15 seconds to go here in the first half. Norwood in the backfield. Campbell going to roll to his right, looking downfield the whole way, tries to dump it off and just throws it out of play. Ted Iacenda knocked it down. Should have made the play probably. We'll give him a hard time about that one later.
He got the hand up there. I feel like you get your hand on it, you got to catch it, Coach, but we'll talk about that on Monday.
We'll put that one on film for him, on tape for him. So 3rd down and 8 here for Bakersfield from their own 39-yard line.
Another one of these key downs. Cougars would like nothing more than to get off the field right here, turn the ball back over to the offense, and let Bryce Dixon and company go to work.
Norwood stays as the feature back. As we said, he's been heavy carries today. Only 4.7 yards on average, 1 touchdown on the season. So doesn't have a huge average, but he's going to move out of the backfield, and they'll throw 3rd and 8. Right in the backfield, though, straight through on a blitz for COC. Guess who? As always, Brian Snoke in there to make a play.
Brian Snoke, just one of those guys that brings excitement and energy every time he is out there on the field. And I had the opportunity. I bumped into him today. I said, Brian, you ready for tonight? And he said, absolutely. Absolutely. And he's showing it here tonight. So that's a tremendous job.
One of our many international players out of Germany makes a nice tackle. That brings us to the end of the first quarter. 7-0 COC over Bakersfield. We'll get ready for second quarter action when we come back. All right, we come back in second quarter action, fourth down for Bakersfield, so they'll punt it away. The Cougars will get the ball back basically to start the second quarter. A couple of Cougars standing right back about their own 30-yard line. Should be Zion Slade and Calvin Littles. Fair catch called for at the 30 by Zion Slade. And the Cougars will take over there as I try and catch my breath.
Well, I'll take over for you for a minute. College of the Canyon's going to certainly be looking to capitalize on this momentum, this excitement. We have got quite a crowd here tonight, Matt. Perfect weather under the lights. The homecoming spirit is out. A lot of blue and gold out there. Student section, first time in my era we've had a dedicated student section. Love to see that. Hope that's just a sign of things to come. And I'm telling you, I don't know if it's the layoff, if it's the atmosphere, if it's the urgency, but College of the Canyons appears to have come to play here tonight.
Changing quarterback for COC here to start the second quarter. Jaden Perry will get his drives. We kind of knew this was the script coming in. Perry to throw here on first down. Now we'll just tuck it and run. Bounces off one tackle, but is brought down, gains about 3 yards, as it was Tyrone Wilson on the tackle.
Yeah, we talked about it. Perry has obviously had some success in the early going, first 2 weeks. And so for College of the Canyons, trying to maximize these two, whether you're mix and match, pick your series, pick your packages maybe. But both of these guys are very talented and very capable.
Sumlin stays in the backfield as the feature back for COC. Perry in the shotgun, 2 receivers out to the near side. They'll give to Sumlin and nowhere to go. Met in the backfield, in there to get him that time. I believe was Rashad Nelson on the tackle for a loss. 5th tackle for a loss for him for this year. Puts it back to the original line of scrimmage, the 30-yard line. And so third down and long, COC behind the chains here.
So we talked about what we wanted to see, what College of Canyons would want to do. This is obviously not it. You don't want to come off the field here, so this is a big play.
3rd and 10 for the Cougars. 3 wide receivers in the formation. Perry to throw, looking left the whole way, downfield, trying for a man. Pass.
Did you catch that?
No, it's incomplete. I thought he almost came down with it. I think it was intended for Josh Smith. And he just does not come down with it.
Either way, that was a beautiful ball with a guy right in his face, taking him to the ground. And we'll see what happens here, because he has
stripped out
just
the
right
last
there at the last
second.
minute.
Good
That's a nice play
defensive
by the DB. But the ball, the connection was there.
Giles Walton with the good play. Maybe just a touch underthrown, gets it over to him a little bit more. So the Cougars will punt to 3 and out here on their first drive of the second quarter. Morrison with another kind of angle soft punt. And it's going to go out of bounds right at the 38-yard line at Bakersfield. So
a little bit of a knuckleball. Was that Tom Candiotti out there?
Might be.
Kicking punts.
So
but
Morrison having a little trouble maybe in the punting formation here today. And I think the Cougars trying to angle everything and keep it out of the hands of Christopher Thompson, who's been dangerous for Bakersfield this year. When you look, he's got a return for a touchdown, 228 total return yards on just 7 opportunities. As he's the punt returner for Bakersfield this year. He's been very dangerous on that back end.
So if you're College of the Canyons, obviously you don't want your defense back out there that quickly. But if you're the College of the Canyons defense, I think you're raring to go, ready to get another pop. And there's that man again. There's Brian Snoke.
Another tackle, this time on Caden Harris, his first reception of the game. Harris just 11 receptions on the season, no touchdowns, out of Chatsworth High School in Chicago, Illinois. a gain of 1 yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9 for Bakersfield.
And certainly hope we have some fans in Paderborn, Germany watching in, making the Cougar Sports Network truly global.
I mean, they certainly should be with the way Brian's playing so far here today, all over the field. 2nd down and 9 for Bakersfield, 7-0 COC. As Campbell stays in the backfield, we'll send a man in motion. It's Marks he sends in motion, that similar formation to earlier. Campbell looking right the whole way, throws, pass caught. Might have been deflected. Good job by the receiver that time to stay with it, as the intended target was Spencer Armstrong, and he makes the catch enough for 8 yards, and will leave Bakersfield a yard short here on 3rd down.
And so they're right there knocking on the door to see how College of the Canyons responds. You know, Bakersfield has been kind of slow, and then they'll bust off a chunk run, slow. They'll get something to the outside. Hope that's not the case here. Let's see what happens.
Extra body and a tight end in to help block here is Norwood, the lone back in the backfield. Bakersfield going to change the play at the line of scrimmage.
I think
I want to say that's going to go against Bakersfield on the offensive line.
I think the center moved the ball. He snapped the ball or went to readjust and then made it a snap.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens here, but there was definitely some movement.
Think it. Yep. It's a snap infraction.
Yeah.
So it goes against Caleb Grutland. So that pushes Bakersfield back behind the chains a little bit here, 3rd and 6. It's essentially a false start on the play. Mm-hmm. So we go 3rd down and 6. Campbell in the backfield. 4 wide for Bakersfield here. He'll throw, has some extra protection, looking downfield, trying to find Marks, and it's broken up at the last second. In on the breakup was Joshua Christopher, as he had Marks down the field, and Christopher just last second popped it out.
Joshua Christopher, turbo out there, got his hand in there, and that's another one of those defensive back key plays. We saw one for Bakersfield on the outside. Christopher says, hey, what you can do, I can do better, and it couldn't have come at a better time, helping this Cougar defense get off the field. Nice job, young man.
Really smartly played by Christopher, too. Ran right with Marks, waited, turned, got his head around, made a nice play. So Bakersfield will punt it away on their first drive of the 2nd quarter. Cougars have Slade and Little standing at the 20-yard line, and Skinner to punt this time. It's a wobbly end-over-end punt, taken at the 25. A return for Zion Slade, popped at the 33-yard line and knocked down. That got you excited.
Wow. Logan Bowers brought the hat on that one, and I'm sure.
You don't often elbow me in the booth when either side makes a huge hit. So when it comes from the other side on one of our guys, I'm certainly shocked.
That one jumped out at me. That's a nice special teams play, and a good job just being physical and delivering the pop there.
And Bowers is the guy that's played a lot for Bakersfield out of Garces High School, 44 tackles this year, the freshman linebacker out of Bakersfield area. So the Cougars will go here on 1st and 10 from the 33-yard line. It'll be Shaden Perry in the backfield once again as the quarterback. He'll throw, pass in the flat, caught by Zion Slade, tripped up on a nice shoestring tackle that time by Giles Walton, and just a gain of 2 yards, so not much working for Zion Slade that time. But I mean, I like it, Jesse. You get Shaden Perry a chance to connect with somebody and try and get him in rhythm here a little bit.
Yeah, slowly but surely, little things become big things. You get that confidence, you get those completions. We've already seen he's got a pretty nice deep ball working here tonight. So it's just a matter of getting that rhythm established.
3 receivers out to the near side for COC. Taylor, I believe, is the wide man. Perry rolling this way. Will throw it underneath to Taylor. Caught at the 40-yard line, but his knee was down. Tried to get up and move it. If it was the NFL, he could have played on, but it's not. It's the NCAA or junior college for us here, the 3C2A. So 2nd or 3rd down, and we'll call it 4 yards for COC. Maybe 3. Ball to 35. Cougars need to get to, I think, right the 38, maybe halfway between the 38 and the 39. I can't really tell. One of the Bakersfield coaches actually standing in front of the chains on the far side. That was right to the 38. So go 3rd and 3. Ball at the 40-yard line of COC. 10:30 to go here in the first half. 7-0 Cougars. Came on a touchdown pass from 39 yards from Bryce Dixon to Jacoby Taylor. And they'll go here on 3rd down. Taylor in motion. Perry to throw. Looking over the middle. Pass caught. Enough for a 1st down. And there's the big tight end Josh Smith right to the 49-yard line of COC.
Nice catch. I think what's most impressive, look at Perry here. Had another dude right in his face, similar to the long ball. Just hangs in there and delivers. And that's a nice job sticking in the pocket, knowing you're going to take the hit, but still seeing the ball through.
Kind of a poor late blitz pickup that time by the COC running back group. But it's enough for a first down. Ball to the 49-yard line of COC, just on their side of midfield. Freeman in the backfield as the running back for COC here on first down. Taylor, the wide man on the near side. Lone receiver on the far side for COC, I believe maybe Josh Smith. As they'll send Littles in motion, and the Cougars going to call a timeout as they had just taken too much time to get the play in, get the play changed. And so our first timeout here of the first half.
Yeah, Matt, I think a little bit of confusion in terms of that package where they needed to be set up. And so you don't want to cost yourself anything. Take the timeout. There's no taking them into halftime.
Exactly.
And so go ahead and come back and regroup and make sure everyone's on the same page.
Well, are you interested in sponsoring the Cougar Sports Network webcast? Well, we can help you out. We're looking for local businesses, even online ones, to help us keep the cameras rolling beyond the 2022-23 season. If you'd like to learn more about what the Cougar Sports Network has to offer you, email our athletic director, Chad Peters, chad.peters@canyons.edu. Really good guy. He'll help you out. He'll get you whatever information you want to know. We're always looking for new sponsors to help us out. Make sure we can keep bringing you these games, whether it be football, basketball, baseball, softball, soccer.
We got it all.
We haven't done tennis yet. Maybe
and we love to form new partnerships and bring on new sponsors and make it a win-win for everybody. So definitely consider.
First and 10 from the 49. Clock stopped at 9:40. Perry, the quarterback, with I want to say it might be Freeman still in the backfield. They'll throw here. Slade in the flat. Little screen pass. Gets across midfield. Didn't have much. A lot of work for not a lot of bang there. Just a yard gain.
Yeah, nothing really doing. Didn't have the blockers up in front of him. Again, that's another one of those completions. So, you'll take the positives with it, but definitely not the burst they were looking for on that play call.
So go second down and 9. Cougars bringing Joshua Littleberry off the field. Thought he was staying out there. They actually brought Smith back in to work as the tight end. As Freeman stays as the running back in the backfield. Perry rolling to his right. Stops up right about the right hash. Throws over the middle. Pass. Caught. Brought down. What a great catch by Zion Slade with bodies flying all around and enough for a first down.
Now we've called a couple other receivers. Zion Slade says, hey, I want my moment. And here it was. That's a nice job. Again, Perry rolls out, sticks in there, finds his man.
A little bit of a dangerous
throw.
He
just kind of goes up the ladder and gets it. You see this dude swooping over the top.
Wattenbarger was running
Feel like
through.
He could have made a play there. So a nifty little pass and catch. Cougars will take it. Maybe come back to the sideline and say, hey, bring that one down a couple steps. We don't want to get ahead of ourselves. But hey, for the moment it worked.
Cougars need to hurry here. Just 5 on the play clock. They didn't even have the right personnel on the field, and Ted Iasenda going to run out and call the timeout that time. So the second timeout here in this drive, and it's really just, I think, disorganization from COC trying to get themselves ready to go.
So the first one you're okay with. The second one you maybe not. You see Coach Iasenda come out with his arms folded, and like I said, we'll see.
So timeout, 7-0 COC. A 39-yard touchdown pass from Bryce Dixon to Jacoby Taylor has been the only tally so far. As we reset you coming out of the break, 8:20 to go here in the first half. For COC, ball spotted at the Bakersfield 35. Perry to throw, looking downfield, over the middle, just out of the reach of the man running out of the backfield, and Jordan Anderson. Incomplete, but a sure touchdown, if just a little bit more touch on it for Jaden Perry as we take another look. And certainly a good throw. Perry with plenty of time, good protection by the offensive line, and it was just out of the reach of Jordan Anderson. So the Cougars take a shot on 1st and 10. It'll bring up second down from the 35-yard line. So we'll stop the clock at 8:14. Anderson in the backfield for COC. First time we've seen him today. Perry will give to Anderson here. Tries to get the edge and does. Has a hole across the 30 to the 25-yard line. Drug out of bounds by Bakersfield, as in on the tackle was Morgan Dutton. But enough for a first down for COC right at the 25-yard line.
Look at that, a nice show of patience there by Anderson, and then a nice job just shifting his hips and kind of going the way he wanted. Looking at it from up here, I thought I saw a hole. He thought he saw one he liked better, and so he made the right choice, obviously.
Anderson showing a little bit more patience. We're not used to that. Sumlin, Banks, really guys that just want to pile through the hole. Anderson showing maybe a little bit different flash for COC. As they'll go here on 1st and 10. Ball in the red zone for the first time today for COC at the 25-yard line of Bakersfield. Anderson stays in there. Two receivers to each side. Perry to throw. Underneath this time. Ball caught at the 23-yard line. Dutton drags the receiver out of bounds. I didn't see who caught it. It was actually Zion Slade. So 3-yard gain. 2-yard gain, actually. We'll call it 2nd down and 8 from the 23-yard line. 23-yard line. Good drive here for COC. Couple of good throws from Jaden Perry. And maybe an even better catch from Zion Slade. As Perry to throw here on 2nd down, rolling to his left, throws, pass was caught by Zion Slade, but they're actually going to say it's an incomplete pass. It was in and out of his hands, might have been broken up right at the last second by the Bakersfield defensive back. It was Luke Wartenberger on the breakup. So 3rd down and 8. So the ball at the 23. Cougars have stalled here a little bit. 3rd down and most of the chains to work. Need to get to the 15-yard line for a first down. 4 wide for Perry here as he'll throw. A couple of bodies in the backfield, and they'll bring him down way back at the 35-yard line. Big number 96, Rashad Nelson there, along with Jacob Hughes. And that was just not enough bodies in to pass protect that time for COC.
Yeah, definitely not what you want to see this point of the field. Cougars seemingly with a little bit of momentum. And like you said, just too much and too little to protect. And it turned out in the Renegades' favor there.
And it takes you right out of field goal range, too. You were in field goal range with Ty Morrison. Cougars look like they might go for it here from the 35-yard line. They need to get to the 15. At worst, you gain a few yards. It's basically a punt. 4 to go here on the play clock. They need to hurry up. Perry to throw. Some extra protection there this time. Has room. Needs to get rid of it. Got drugged down. Looked like he got drugged down by the face mask. And it's going to be a sack for Nelson and a turnover on downs. And I think...
I got to tell you, Matt, I feel like the whole stadium saw that one, and we're going to see it on the replay here. That is a clear hand on the top of the face mask. So maybe not the face mask per se, but the top of the helmet where the opening is. Lucky he didn't lose an eye on that one. But a missed call, seemingly.
Yeah, Ted Iacenta not happy
Not happy at all. He's going to let him hear about it.
He's shaking his head, talking to the near side official, pointing at him. Now he's actually telling the bench to get back. The bench was pretty fired up. So Bakersfield gets a turnover on downs, and they get great field position. Their own 46-yard line for Campbell to go to work here on first down. Has 2 backs in the backfield with him, and Norwood and Robinson. He'll fake the handoff, throws on play action, and he misses over the top of Jahad Marks. So a missed pass from Campbell that time. It'll bring up 2nd down. Yeah, well over the head of Jahad Marks there. So we go 2nd down and 10. Ball at the 46-yard line for Bakersfield. Cougars changing up the defensive line alignment just a touch there on the line. Campbell with 2 backs will throw. Throws over the middle, incomplete, trying to find the back out of the backfield, and Zachariah Hawkins.
And that was one of those balls that just kind of was skimming around there through a few Cougars. Thought maybe one of them might get a hand on it. Dangerous ball for Bakersfield. And so here we go. The bells are ringing, and that means it's 3rd down. College of the Canyons got to get off the field here.
So 3rd down and 10. Ball still at the 46-yard line of Bakersfield. Defense trying to make a stand after the turnover on downs by COC. Hawkins, the lone back in the backfield. 2 wide receivers out to each side for Bakersfield. Campbell takes the snap low, spins away from some pressure. A bunch of Cougars coming to get him. Latson tries to get him. He throws it out of play, and a flag on the play late, and we'll see if it's going to go against COC or Bakersfield. I think it might go against Latson for roughing the passer play.
I think so, too. I think so. I think you're right, Matt, and that's unfortunate because he did a great job pursuing and getting there. That is a big man with a big body.
Yeah, and you can't really blame him. The pass was excessively – intentional grounding is actually the call.
That was my other thought that it might have been. I wasn't sure because he was outside, but I think just nobody in the area.
Oh, everybody was downfield on the far side of the field.
And so that's fortunate. And nice job, J.Q. Ladson, getting up there, getting that body moving. And like I said, we talked about it already. The defensive front has been impactful.
Yep.
The stack numbers just aren't there for whatever reason, but these are guys.
That's a reason right there.
That's a reason right there. But these guys are able to get upfield and make plays, and it's exciting to see when it all comes together like that.
So ball back to the Bakersfield 35. They'll punt it away. Skinner will kick it, standing right about his own 20. Slade and Littles standing right about the Cougar 30-yard line. As COC will get the ball back after a good defensive stop. Spiraling punt taken at the 23-yard line by Littles. He's got a hole, breaks a couple of tackles up across the 40 to the 45-yard line, and a good return for Calvin Littles. And it'll be a 1st down for COC with maybe their best field position of the day at the 45-yard line.
Calvin Littles, a lot of fun to watch out of Gainesville, Florida. Just seemingly makes a play on special teams, on offense. He's out there everywhere. And so, like you said, setting up the Cougars here for a nice maybe final 2nd quarter drive. Still some time there. We'll see how it shakes out. But if you're College of the Canyons, you had that momentum, kind of faltered a little bit. Not that Bakersfield has done anything to capitalize on it, but you want to go into the halftime locker room with some excitement and some confidence because you know the adjustments are coming. This is too good of a football team, well coached, to just sit back and not make any changes.
Bryce Dixon back out there as the quarterback. He has Sumlin in the backfield. It's going to be a keeper for Dixon, and he's got nothing. They get it all the way back to the 42-yard line, so a loss of 3.
And I don't even know who that goes to because they had him by the ankles, by the knees, and then someone came up and got him by the body.
He didn't even really get a chance to move. He was
That's
still kind of in the same place. He took the snap.
And then all of a sudden had some guys on him. So
2nd down and 13, a loss for Dixon on a carry is what I think they will eventually call that. As we go 2nd down and 13, Cougars have a chance to maybe go 2 for 1. Remember, they get the ball out of halftime as they kicked off to start the game. Dixon going to roll left, throwing on the run, caught by Calvin Littles, slips one man, still on his feet across midfield, and drugged down out of bounds at the 49-yard line. Tackle made by Gerald Harris Irvin.
And just a shifty little move here. You're going to see him come into his body, turn around, whoop, go that way, whoop, go the other way. And finally, the defender takes him down. Again, I like watching him play. He's fun.
And I think that's maybe what COC needs to look a little bit more to. Just try and get the ball into the hands of Littles and Slade and let them go to work.
A lot of athletes. Let them get out there and make a play.
As we go here on 3rd down and 4, manageable for COC. Dixon will roll to his right, throwing on the run. Pass caught. Enough for a 1st down. And Giovanni Masick, the 4th, with the catch.
Matt, both of these quarterbacks feeling it tonight, finding their receiver, spreading the ball around, moving when they need to, sticking in the pocket when it's necessary, taking the hit if it comes to that. And so far the results have been there. We'll try to keep it going.
1st down, ball on the Bakersfield side of midfield at the 41-yard line of the Renegades. Cougars moving here a bit late in the 2nd quarter. As Dixon stays in the shotgun, as the Cougars tend to do all game long. He'll fake the handoff, play action pass, caught, as falling down that time was Masick, the 4th. And he's got a good chunk, about 5 yards. It'll bring 2nd down at about half the chains.
And the play action really coming into play here. Cougars seemingly pounded the ball in the 1st quarter, I think, to set some of these things up because with the time on the clock, the playbook is open. So you've got to keep the defense guessing what's coming at them. And like I said, a lot of athletes to contend with. You don't know where it's going to come from on any given play.
Back-to-back receptions for Masick, the 4th. The receiver out of Atlanta, Georgia. They'll give this time to Sumlin, and he's got enough for a first down across the 30 to the 28-yard line. Cougars move the chains once again.
And we talked about the skill position getting into rhythm. How about this offensive line coming together, bonding here, getting it done up front. These are some big bodies on Bakersfield. You see them seemingly rotating in and out every few plays. So keeping their guys fresh, but College of the Canyons has been able to stick with their game plan and running the ball effectively here tonight.
Sumlin stays in the backfield as the feature back. 2 receivers out to the near side for COC. They'll give to Sumlin, hit in the backfield, maybe got back to the line of scrimmage. Logan Bowers in on the tackle for Bakersfield. That'll bring second down at about 10. So Bowers, the first one back. They're the linebacker out of Garces High School. We talked about him already. He had that big pop on the return early in the, I think, the first play of the second quarter that you jumped up and elbowed me with. As a timeout on the field, I'm not sure. I think it's an official's timeout. They never had the ball set. Well, everybody had a break last week, so we go here on second down and 10. Ball spotted at the 28-yard line of Bakersfield. Cougars will send a man in motion. And a whistle and a timeout by COC. Cougars didn't like what they saw, and that's their last timeout. So have used all 3. And with 2:07, we'll have second down play at some point here in the next few minutes. But a 7-0 lead for COC, the only scoring of the game so far. A 39-yard touchdown pass from Dixon to Jacoby Taylor. Feels like eons ago back in the first quarter. So as we come back in here and back to work out of the timeout, ball spotted at the 28-yard line of Bakersfield. Second down and 10 for the Cougars, leading 7-0. And remember, COC will get the ball back out of the halftime break. As Dixon, the quarterback, will roll to his right. They're moving Dixon a lot here. Throwing downfield, almost intercepted. Should have been an interception as it was underthrown, and Christopher Thompson got his hands on it but just couldn't come down with it.
Yeah, that's one of those ones that the College of the Canyons Cougars would certainly want to have back there. And again, one
had Masick open.
Yeah, he had him there.
Just underthrew it.
And so that's about execution here. You get in this part of the field, the stakes become higher and the intensity becomes grander. So we'll see if College of the Canyons can finish this off. You definitely don't want to leave any opportunities out on the field. You've burned your timeouts here. You're making sure everyone is set and on the same page. So it's all about coming out now and executing.
They got to hurry. 5 on the play clock here. Dixon,
they don't want to take
timeout.
this.
They need to get it, and they get it off just in time. Dixon going to throw on 3rd and 10, but he's going to be brought down way back in the backfield near the 40-yard line. I think they're going to spot it at the 38, and it was once again Logan Bowers, who I believe we've called his name 6 or 7 times at this point, just straight through on the blitz into the backfield.
And look at the play call here. I almost feel like he thought maybe the play was going to be whistled dead, and he didn't react once he had the ball in his hands. Just kind of what it looked like to me. Don't want to take any liberties with that assumption. But either way, not the result College of the Canyons wanted, and this one could come back to haunt them.
And this isn't a similar spot to the last time for COC. And I think Ted Iacenda just going to opt to take a delay of game penalty and try and give Ty Morrison some room to work, as they'd rather pin Bakersfield deep with 1:13 to go. And actually, Bakersfield takes a timeout with 1 second to go on the play clock, which is interesting. So, Bakersfield trying to maybe get better field position, force COC into something here. So a timeout. Cougars with a 7-0 lead. And Well, if you want to know what the Cougars' secret weapon has been this season, it's certainly been the smell of barbecue. Busy Bees Cafe, our great barbecue partner, comes out to every game, gives us some nice smells and some even better tastes. Smoke wafting over the field all game long. Get distracted by that great smokehouse smell. Come check it out at the next Cougar home game, Busy Bees Cafe. I was trying to find the live read, Emery, and I couldn't find the piece of paper that I needed. As our director, Emery Johnson, giving me a hard time for how long it took me to get that read off. As we go back to work, Cougars will punt it away. 4th and 20. Morrison maybe a little angle punt here just to try and pin Bakersfield deep. It's a wobbly one. It'll take a Bakersfield bounce at the 20-yard line and roll out of bounds at the 22 of Bakersfield. So the Renegades will take over there with 1:04 to go here in the first half. COC with a 7-0 lead. Low scoring first half. Good defenses on display from both sides. As the Renegades will go to work on offense, trying to get at least some points on the board here before the halftime break, as the Cougars will get the ball back out of halftime. As it'll be Campbell in the quarterback position. Has Hawkins in the backfield next to him to work here on first down. Campbell looking to throw. Got to be flushed out of the pocket. Throws on the run. Pass caught by Marks. And he's pushed out of bounds, but not before getting the first down all the way up to the 32, maybe the 33. We'll see where they spot it. But it stops the clock, and it's a first down for Bakersfield as they move the chains. So a good little throw on the run by Joseph Campbell that time. Cougars have done a good job to get to him. He had Joshua Hatchett chasing him, just couldn't get there. And Campbell goes back to work on 1st and 10 from the 33. 3-step drop, throws over the middle, pass caught, Marks again. Actually, it was Caden Harris, and he gets all the way up to midfield. A huge gain for Bakersfield. Call it 20 yards on the reception, all the way up to the 50-yard line. And it'll be 1st and 10. Bakersfield moving the ball and moving the chains. They'll throw underneath here. Caught by Hawkins, hit, breaks a tackle, still on his feet, got to the 49-yard line of COC, and that is it. Bakersfield going to use a timeout here with 35 seconds to go in the first half as they work on 2nd down and 9 play. So the Renegades kind of going quick here, and that's causing some problems for the COC defense, trying to get set back up. A couple of big chunk plays, including a 17-yard reception for Caden Harris. Harris and Marks have pretty much been the two main targets for Bakersfield this year. Jaden Smith's had 11 catches as well, but we haven't called his name at all today. Marks, 17 receptions, 290 yards, 3 touchdowns. Harris, 11 receptions, 96 yards, hasn't scored yet this year. But those two have been the main 2 receivers for Bakersfield this year. Renegades not afraid to throw the ball to the running backs out of the backfield as well when you look down the line. Hawkins with a couple of receptions. Bonner has 12 so far this year. He's been their main receiving back. Velasquez with 3, Norwood with 5. So the Renegades do a lot with their running backs and their 6 deeps. 35 seconds to go here in the first half. 2nd and 9 on the 49-yard line of COC. One man in motion to the near side of the field for the Renegades. Campbell to throw, looking right the whole way. Pass caught by Marks. Knocked it out of bounds at the 35-yard line. As in on the knockout for COC was Quentin Moten. But Bakersfield again moving the chains. And they still have plenty of time left here in the first half. 30 seconds on the first half game clock. They can slow down after Moten knocked the man out of bounds at the 35. Renegades will take their time. Marks deep behind Campbell will go in motion out of the backfield. Onto the far side of the field in the slot position. Campbell to throw, looking left the whole way. Throws, looking over the top, trying to get it to Harris, and he catches it falling down inside the 10-yard line all the way to the COC 7. And a 1st and goal for Bakersfield here. With just 22 seconds left, the Renegades a chance to try and tie the game here late. Campbell under center will spike the ball and clock it and keep the ball at 21 seconds. 2nd and goal from the 7-yard line after we come back here off the spike. As a good throw from Campbell. The Cougars had the defenders there, and it just kind of fell into the lap of Harris. As you take another look on the replay here, there was a defensive back in the area, but he kind of just couldn't find the football, it felt like. And Harris right there to make the catch. So second down and goal from the 7-yard line. Campbell to throw, looking to his right, towards the end zone, trying to find Marks, and broken up on a nice defensive play off the far side of the field by, I want to say it might have been Cole Bullock off that far side of the field. Either Cole Bullock or Tylen Foster. So third and goal for the Renegades here. It was Tylen Foster on the breakup. Second time today, Foster's made a nice defensive play. So third and goal, 16 seconds to go here in the first half. Hawkins stays in the backfield for Bakersfield as the feature back. Marks in the slot on the far side for the Renegades here on third and goal. Campbell to throw, looking left, flushed, gonna run, gets across the 5, dives for the goal line. He's gonna be about a yard short of it as the Cougars able to make the tackle. Renegades use their final timeout. And it'll be fourth and goal from the 1 with 8 seconds to go. And now the question for Bakersfield is, do you try and just put 3 on the board, or do you see if you can load up the line of scrimmage and punt or push one in to try and tie the game at the end of the first half? So kind of just a scramble play. The Cougars able to flush Campbell that time, but using his legs nicely to get a good chunk of yards. Campbell does not run a lot. 35 carries for 83 yards coming into the game today. Just 1 touchdown. And so we'll see what the decision is here for our Todd Littlejohn. As it looks like he's going to send the offense back out onto the field, so Campbell will be in the shotgun here. Fourth and goal from the 1-yard line. He runs up under center. He puts the man in motion. They'll try and sneak it from the goal line. I think he's going to be pushed into the end zone. The signal is there. Touchdown Bakersfield with 5 seconds to go here in the first half as Jordan Campbell has his second rush, or Joseph Campbell, excuse me, has his second rushing touchdown of the season for the Renegades. So a late stumble from the COC offense, a good 1 minute and 13-second drive from Bakersfield, and they're an extra point away from tying the game. As Tristan Skinner, 22 of 24 on extra point attempts this year. He's had a field goal block today, but the extra point is up and good. And the Renegades have tied the game at 7-all here with 5 seconds to go in the first half. Tough pill to swallow for COC, but the good news is you will get the ball back out of halftime. And maybe a chance to try and break one here with 5 seconds to go in the first half. So a good drive from Campbell and the Bakersfield offense. They march it down the field after a punt to the 25-yard line. They go 75 yards in a minute or a little less than a minute. We'll call it 57 seconds. Maybe 58 seconds. My math is bad. I'm not a math major. As they get in the end zone for a touchdown. And so a fresh ball game going into the second half, barring anything crazy here at the end of the first half. So the Cougars appear to have Anderson back at the 5-yard line, and I want to say as a short punt or short kickoff. Bakersfield trying to fight for the football. It's going to be Cougar football, as it's going to be right at the 33-yard line of COC with 4 seconds, just a second off the clock, as it was kind of a short kick. So we'll see what the Cougars decide to do here. I would imagine Dixon just going to kneel on it. And just take it into the half. As Dixon lined up under center. He'll take a knee. That'll end the first half. So Cougars had a 7-0 lead after the first quarter off a touchdown pass from Bryce Dixon to Jacoby Taylor. And then Joseph Campbell for Bakersfield finishing off a 75-yard drive with 5 seconds to go in the first half. Makes it 7-all, and we will head into halftime. COC and Bakersfield tied up at 7.
Hi, I'm Clara.
Hi, I'm Diana. Welcome to College of the Canyons. We're so excited to share our beautiful campuses with you.
At College of the Canyons, we have distinguished ourselves as one of the leading community colleges in California through our high-quality academics, forward-thinking staff, and outstanding student support systems. We have 3 campuses that serve well over 33,000 students.
The Valencia campus is our original and largest campus and has a university feel in a park-like setting. The Canyon Country campus is our newest campus. It is located on the east side of town and is nestled in the foothills, giving it a small community feel.
And our 3rd campus is fully online, offering the opportunity to take classes whenever it's most convenient for you.
With a wide range of educational offerings, College of the Canyons offers students the option to earn certificates or associate degrees and prepare for transfer to 4-year universities. Students are able to choose from more than 200 academic programs and enjoy access to a large offering of student services, clubs, athletics, resources, and extracurricular events and activities.
We have a lot of exciting things to show you. So let's get started. Thank you for joining us on this virtual tour.
If you find that you have any additional questions, you can contact Outreach and School Relations either by email or phone. We'll see you on campus.
At Jersey Mike's, we think no sub should be measured in inches long or seconds till served. A sub should be measured in moments. Time with friends. Lunch breaks unbroken. Every sub is a chance to be great. Every sub should ask the question, am I a sub or am I a sub above? Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Meet Nigel Terry. In 2018, UCLA Health made him Laker for a day. Not because he beat cancer once, he beat cancer twice. He inspired us to push, to make the impossible possible. Because that's what Nigels do. And the world needs more Nigels. UCLA Health.
Our sports medicine program here at College of the Canyons is meant to introduce students who are interested in some type of career in sports medicine. Most of my students are interested in careers as an athletic trainer, physical therapist, or orthopedic surgeon. So when they're done with our program, they will have their Associates of Science. Do you love sports? And do you take satisfaction from seeing someone go from injury all the way back to the sport that they love? Then this is a program you should definitely consider.
College of the Canyons wants you to get ready, reset, and go when it comes to your athletic future. With 17 intercollegiate sports programs to cheer for, opportunities for student athletes to learn, train, and compete, and a championship mindset that has produced state and national titles, College of the Canyons and the Cougar Athletics programs offer a great college experience. Get ready, reset, and go at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule and cocathletics.com now. Welcome back in here to the Cougar Sports Network, SoCalCollegeSports.com. COC and Bakersfield locked up at 7-all as we get ready for second half action. Bakersfield going to kick off to the Cougars after a tight first half, pretty tight first half when you look at the numbers. 11 first downs for Bakersfield, 9 for COC. We'll talk some more numbers as we get an opportunity, but really, really close as the Renegades will kick off to start. So the Cougars get the ball out of the halftime break. As it'll be Tristan Skinner to kick off for Bakersfield. As we're just waiting on the officials to give us the whistle, and we will go back to work. As the second half kickoff is a low line drive kick taken by Jordan Anderson at the 10-yard line. He'll cut it back across to the left side of the field, still on his feet, and he's taken down. And actually, pardon me, it wasn't Jordan Anderson. It was actually Quentin Moten. Tackle made right at the 25, 26-yard line. And that's where the Cougars will take over 1st and 10 for the first drive of the second half. So we look at the first half numbers. Bakersfield 175 total yards. The Cougars 186 total yards. Bakersfield 146 through the air. Cougars just 85 through the air, but they did a better job on the ground. 18 rushing attempts for COC for 101 net yards to just 29 for Bakersfield, as the Cougars will have Bryce Dixon at quarterback to start here in the second half. As they take the ball at the 26-yard line and go to work. Dixon will throw to the near side. Zion Slade hit in the backfield, knocked out of bounds. Christopher Thompson there to knock him out. It's going to be a loss of 2 yards, so the Cougars moving backwards here to open their first drive of the second half. Each team ran about the same number of plays. Bakersfield with 35 in that first half. The Cougars with 34. So, as we said, pretty tight, pretty defensive battle here early on. Neither offense really able to get up off the mat and go to work. Cougars will try and get something going here to start as Dixon will hand off. Actually, he'll keep it. Runs through the middle. Had a couple of blocks. Gets knocked down as he takes a hit right at the 33-yard line. Cougars will be about 5 yards short of the chains. In on the tackle was Jaquan Lamb. And it'll be third down, and we'll call it 3 for COC. They need to get to the 36-yard line for a first down. Dixon, chest-high snap. Will give this time. First time we've seen Damon Banks back into the game, and he gains about a yard. Gets to the 30. He's a yard short of a first down marker. So it'll bring up fourth down, and the Cougars will send out the punt unit. So not the drive you want to open up. Only take about 2.5 minutes off the clock. Don't get a first down. And you immediately give the ball back to Bakersfield. So the offense on a bit of a stall as Morrison will punt. Standing back to return is Christopher Thompson at about his own 30-yard line. This one, a low line drive punt, takes a good Cougar bounce, rolls all the way back into the 20-yard line, down to the 15. And that's where the Renegades will take over for their first drive of the second half. So a better punt from Ty Morrison that time. And the Renegades will get their first drive of the second half with a 7-all game here from College of the Canyons. So a tough opening drive. Tough opening drive from COC. 3 and out, and Bakersfield will get their first chance. As Joseph Campbell stays in at the quarterback position for the Renegades. They actually line up Jordan Norwood behind him here on first down. Different look for Bakersfield. They'll hand off to Norwood. Tries to cut back through the middle, and J.Q. Ladson there to wrap him up. No gain, and as a matter of fact, it looks like it's a loss of a yard back to the 14-yard line. So a tackle for a loss for J.Q. Ladson. The big man through the middle with a nice play. A good first defensive set for COC. As we go second down and 11 for Bakersfield. Ball spotted at the 14-yard line of the Renegades. Campbell in the backfield with Norwood next to him. Norwood will be sent in motion onto the near side into the slot. Campbell throws right away. Pass caught. Blockers ahead. Big gain for Marks as he's up across the 40-yard line, still on his feet, and brought down at the 45, call it the 47-yard line. Huge chunk play for Bakersfield from their 11 to their own 47. A gain of 36 on the play, and the Renegades using that little screen pass to their advantage. A big first down. They go quick here on second down, right back in their set. Trying to catch the Cougar defense a little bit lazy here. They pass on to the near side. Harris with the reception, brought down, but they actually say his knee was down back at the Cougar 49-yard line. So a gain of just about 5. It'll bring up second down from the 49 of COC. Bakersfield going to slow things down a little bit after that quick play on the last first down. Empty back 5 wide this time. They'll throw. Pass deflected and incomplete. Running into the direction of the ball as it fell down was Justin Horton. A little bit high of a pass intended for Jordan Norwood, I believe. And it's going to bring third down and 6 for Bakersfield from the Cougar 49-yard line. So the COC defense trying to get off the field here after a 37-yard gain for the Renegades. Third down and 6. Ball at the 49-yard line of COC. Hawkins in the backfield this time will protect. Rollout pass thrown right at the sticks. Able to make the catch was Caden Harris, getting around the Cougar defender, and enough for a first down. Christopher gets credit for the tackle, but not before Bakersfield can move the chains once again. All the way up to the Cougar 40-yard line, and the Renegades continue to move here. The Bakersfield offense has found their rhythm. Hawkins in the backfield. They'll hand off to him. Tries to get the edge and does. Has a big hole. Still on his feet. Inside the 20. Drugged down at the 15-yard line by COC. And a first down for Bakersfield all the way down to the Cougar. Looks like 13-yard line is where the spot is going to be. And a big run for the Renegades once again. A chunk gain of 26, maybe 27 yards on the play, and they're in the red zone. First and 10 from the 13-yard line. Hawkins in motion out of the backfield. They'll throw to him in the flat. Caught, has a blocker out in front, bounces off a couple of tackles and works his way down to the 5-yard line. Foster in on the hit along with Quentin Moten. They'll spot the ball at the 5 for Bakersfield. It'll bring up second down at about 2. They need to get to the 3 for a first down. As Campbell stays in the backfield, Hawkins behind him. He'll give the Hawkins this time, and he's wrapped up in the backfield. In on the hit that time, I want to say it was Joshua Obasui. And it was actually Carlos Rivera in on the tackle as we welcome Jesse Munoz back in. Was running around down there at halftime and rejoins us now with plenty of sweat on. You look like you just played the first half.
I feel like I did, Matt. Running up and down these stairs, refereeing a raucous musical chairs game.
Yeah.
And glad handing our fans here at Cougar Stadium, thanking them for being out here.
Third and 2, Campbell gonna option pitch outside. Good tackle in the backfield that time. And it's Brian Snoke once again. Crosses his arms, gets a TFL. And Bakersfield gonna opt to bring out the field goal unit here, as all the way back to the 11-yard line on the tackle for a loss from Brian Snoke.
And Brian Snoke picking up right where he left off in the first half, making plays, running around, getting this defensive unit pumped up. Love to see it.
So it'll be a 28-yard field goal here for Skinner. He had his first opportunity blocked. This one is up and good. And Bakersfield takes their first lead of the ball game, 10-7. A solid drive, stalls out at the end due to some good defense from COC. And for the Cougars, it's kind of a win after kind of getting pushed around there to start the second half.
Yeah, we talked about it. You knew that this Bakersfield team was going to go into the halftime locker room, make some adjustments, come back out here, refocus. College of the Canyons not able to take advantage of their first possession of the second half. And Ted Iacinda is hot down
right
there. Moonwalking the last 50 yards, getting his point across to this official.
Yeah, the field judge on the near side getting an earful right now.
I'd love to hear at least the origins of that conversation, what kind of brought that about.
I think he's asking for holding penalties, to be quite honest. It looked like that was kind of he's saying he's running this way and they're pulling us that. I mean, I'm guessing. But he was inside the field judge on the field the whole way down, so, and he's still in his ear right now as we go back to work. I think they're telling him to get back inside the box. Well, Bakersfield will kick it off here. Tristan Skinner from the 35-yard line. Moten back there for COC. Along with Victor Omorodian, I believe, as well, as they'll kick this one away. Omorodian going to take it at the 2-yard line and bring it out from there. Gets it all the way up to the 25, brought down at the 27-yard line. And it was actually DeWitt Wass with the return. 34 and 31 look very similar in the blue on the gray. It's tough for me to see. So the Cougars' second drive here of the third quarter after a 3-and-out on their first drive. We'll see if they go back with Bryce Dixon or they decide to change it back up, go to Chaden Perry.
I mean, both had success. I think either way you are in good hands. Cougars, again, didn't capitalize on some of those opportunities in the first half, but did a good job moving the ball around, getting a lot of different people involved. And so you hope for more of that here in the second half.
So it's Bryce Dixon's drive once again as he'll come back out as the quarterback for COC. Ball spotted at the 27-yard line, 1st and 10. 3 receivers set to the near side. They'll give this time to Damon Banks, first time we've seen him. Bounces off a tackle, gets hit again, fights ahead, gets to the 30-yard line, a 3-yard gain, and then a late flag down on the sideline on the far side. I wonder what that is, as it didn't look like there were any Cougars. I hear face mask from my left from Mike Cepeda, who's in the director chair at the moment. Or was it you, George? Oh, okay. My right, sorry. Left, right, same. It's all the same. You looked at me and you're like this weird look. I don't really know. And it is a face mask on Bakersfield, so that's a good break for COC on a solid run from Damon Banks, just bouncing off a couple of tackles.
And Coach Iacinda continuing his conversation down there on the sideline.
He's still at it with the field judge. At some point, you got to move on, right?
I feel like you just want to make sure that your point has come across. And so now it looks like they've gone to their respective corners.
And now the field judge needs to get into position down at the 30-yard line. The Cougars go 1st and 10. Ball spotted at the 46-yard line. Banks will run, trying to slash, and he did not get the line of scrimmage. Got taken down back at the 35 or the 45-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd down and 11, a loss a yard for Banks. He's played in 6 games back in 2021 for COC. Had his best game of 75 yards and a touchdown against Allen Hancock. Didn't play in the last 2 against Palomar and Riverside, so kind of been nursing something. Good to see him back in there wearing the pink gloves today as he goes back to work. They'll keep it with Dixon this time on an option run, and he's brought down across the 50-yard line to the 48. Tackle that time by Seats, but a good option run. Good keep that time from Bryce Dixon.
Yeah, nice little wrinkle in the offensive play calling here. Saw one of those in the first half that actually got called back. So good to see the Cougars not afraid to go back to it here and execute it nicely.
Brings up 3rd and manageable. Ball spotted at the 48-yard line. You need to get to the 44 of Bakersfield for a 1st down. Still throw here. Pass caught. Zion Slade right at the sticks.
That's going to be close. He's right there.
I think he's a yard short. They're going to spot it at the 45 of Bakersfield. Just didn't get the sticks. And now the Cougars have a choice here on 4th down.
I think they're going for it. Nobody seems to be. Spoke too soon. But I feel like they thought about it at least. Really don't have that urgency to have to go for it right there. But anytime you get close, so are they going for
I
it
think
with the
they are.
jumbo package?
They got the jumbo package out there.
So you saw the personnel change, but yep, this is the jumbo. Here we go.
Bakersfield a little late to get off the field here. Dixon will give. Fumble, ball on the ground. Who's going to dive on it? It's still loose. Bakersfield saying they have it. The Cougars came up with the football. They're still deciding down there.
You got one renegade advocating for his side, and all the other Cougars with their hands on their hips. Like, what are we doing here?
They're still talking about it here. And it's, oh, he almost signaled Bakersfield. Now he does. The white hat says it's Bakersfield football. So the Renegades will take over at their own 43-yard line. Actually, they're going to spot at the 45. Was it a forward fumble is what they're saying? I'm not sure.
Either way, worst case scenario for Canyons, you think about the decision, you bring out a package which says, for the first half of the season has been pretty money on short yardage and goal line situations.
Banks had his hand on it first. Oh, it squirted out and came back to one of the Renegades on the far side.
It was one of those scrums, bottom of the pile. The play doesn't stop.
Yep. So Bakersfield will get a chance on first down from their own 45. They'll give for the first time today to Amos. He spins out of a tackle and gets to midfield. A 5-yard gain for Jaron Amos. First time we've seen him today in the backfield. So Bakersfield continues to rotate through their backs and continues to find some room to work.
And Matt, here's that adversity we had talked about. It's a matter of responding. How is your team going to respond? Yeah, that's a misfortunate miscue, sets your offense back. But again, nothing is lost here. How do you step back up and respond?
Cougars moving on the play, and I'm not sure who it's going to go against here. It's going to go against the defense, so it's going to give Bakersfield the first down. Reggie Jones was in the backfield before the ball was snapped. So Bakersfield gets a fresh set of downs. 1st and 10. They give to Amos. He slips out of a tackle in the backfield as back to try and get him was Volk and couldn't bring him down. And he fights ahead for 5 yards, gets to the 40-yard line of COC, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 5. So Volk had him in the backfield, just couldn't bring him down. And Amos, a big body. Look at Jaron Amos out of Ridgeview High School, 6'3", 188, built like a wide receiver in there at running back. As he stands behind Campbell here. Extra blocker in right next to Campbell. The tight end spot as they'll fake the handoff to Amos, and Campbell going to be brought down back behind the line of scrimmage. The defense there that time for COC. A bunch of bodies in there. I know S.I. Martinez was one of them in there. There's a few others. I couldn't get all the numbers.
Well, brought down both guys. Brought down the fake and then eventually took down the ball carrier. So that'll work for College of the Canyons.
So a loss of 2 yards brings us to 3rd and 7. Ball at the COC 42-yard line. And another chance for COC to try and get off the field here. On a 3rd and most of the chains for Bakersfield. Renegades off schedule. Amos stays in the backfield to the right of Campbell. Will throw here. Has pressure, throws over the middle, incomplete, intended for Daylon Leach, just out of his reach, and the Cougar defense does a good job with some extra pressure in there on Campbell, made him hurry a little bit on the throw.
Yeah, we kind of previewed a little bit, but that's a nice job stepping up, making the plays when you need to, getting your team off the field, in an unfortunate set of circumstances for Canyons on the fumble on the last time. Seemed like they were within reach of it, at least converting that first down, prolonging the drive. That's one of those things that just happens and never comes at a good time, but that was specifically not a good time for Canyons. And so let's see what they do when they get the ball back here. Who's under center and what weapons are going to choose to utilize.
Skinner will kick this away. Slade and Little standing back at their own 10-yard line. It's going to be a fair catch called for right at the 7 by Calvin Littles. And that's where the Cougars will take the ball over. As it'll be a long field for COC to operate. Trailing 10-7. Bakersfield with a field goal on their opening drive of the third quarter. But neither offense, it's really been a defensive battle here. Neither offense has really had a lot of rhythm throughout the game. Bakersfield on that last drive of the first half and the opening drive of the third quarter for them, but that's been about it for both sides.
Well, we talked about it. Two obviously capable defensive units that have played with some of the toughest teams in the state and held their own for limited periods of time in the game. Neither team thus far able to put together the full 60 minutes. Maybe tonight's the night where it all clicks, it all comes together, and these teams play a complete game on that side.
Dixon stays in as the quarterback. He'll roll, needs to get rid of it as he's got pressure, throws up the field, pass caught. As targeting that time was Jacoby Taylor, and he makes the catch. So enough for a first down. 1st and 10 from the 23-yard line. Sumlin now the feature back for COC. A couple of receivers out to each side. Dixon going to throw over the middle. Pass behind Zion Slade and nearly intercepted. Dylan Tucker was right there to try and take it away and couldn't get it.
Yeah, dangerous ball, and that's absolutely not what College of the Canyons wanted. He got his hands on that, and there was nobody around him if he was just a couple inches.
I don't think anybody knew the ball was going there because Slade kind of looked like, wait, what happened? And I think Tucker got kind of caught off guard. It was just a good play to get his hands on it. 2nd down and 10. Ball still at the 23-yard line for COC. Sumlin on the far side of the field will get the handoff, and he's brought down at the line of scrimmage, and Tucker once again stepping up to make the tackle, and it pushes the Cougars back 2 yards, so it'll be 3rd down and 12 for COC. See if they give him the original line of scrimmage. I'm not sure where the spot's going to be. And they will give him back the line of scrimmage, so it'll be 3rd and... they say 3rd and 11, so maybe a loss of a yard. Cougars need to get to the 34-yard line, it looks like, on the far side. 33-yard line, doesn't matter. 3rd and long, most of the chains to go here. Dixon going to throw, tucked it. Holding going to be called on the play, so this one going to be brought back. Dixon takes a hit on it by Bowers. And we'll get a whistle, and there's a flag downfield way down in the defensive backfield here as well.
Maybe that bails the Cougars out, a defensive hold or something going on downfield. But like you said, Matt, probably a pretty clear holding there at the line of scrimmage.
Might just wash the play, to be quite honest.
And line up and do it again. Cougars certainly don't need to any more real estate needed to gain there. Okay.
So 2 personal fouls, hands to the face, illegal block. We play 3rd down again. So 3rd and 11 once again for COC. Need to get to the 33. They spot the ball at the 22. Now that I can do my math correctly. It's tough. I'm not a math major. We've discussed this many times. So the sticks +1 is what COC needs to get here. So here's Dixon to throw. Over the middle, pass caught. Enough for a first down out to the 35-yard line. Sliding to make the catch was Zion Slade. And the Cougars move the chains with a first down and a nice throw from Bryce Dixon.
And that's just a nice job of running your route, getting to where you need to be, and then adjusting to how the ball's coming to you. Dropping to the knees, getting down, getting dirty over there, and extending this drive for the Cougars, which is exactly what they need to do here in the final minutes here of the third quarter.
2:15 to go here in the third quarter. Cougars trailing 10-7. They'll give this time and nowhere to go for Sumlin. He's hit right at the line of scrimmage by a couple of bodies, and Bowers was one of those in there as well, along with Rashad Nelson.
Yeah, there's at least 2 or 3 dudes there. We talked about the granite wall earlier. Well, there was the white wall that he just ran right into, nowhere to go. But again, I've said it a couple of times, I like the consistency sticking with the run game here And I feel like it's just a matter of time till you pop one of those, come across midfield, and then your options open up significantly.
So a loss of a yard is what they say. 2nd down and 11. Dixon will give this time to Samaj Freeman. Has a nice hole through the middle across the 45. A flag back at the line of scrimmage. A late flag on the play. Freeman had already broken through that when the flag came out by the inside official, the umpire.
Well, there's the pop we talked about. He almost broke that one for a little bit longer. See what the flag is.
Yeah, I think it's going to go against COC looking back at the Bakersfield sideline. So it'll stay 2nd down, a 10-yard penalty, and now the Cougars will march back, and it'll be 2nd down and a bit longer. So holding penalty on Steven Eakins that time. Ball moves all the way back inside the 30-yard line to the Cougar 28. As we're inside a minute and 20 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Cougars with bunch sets to each side. Dixon will take the chest-high snap, a little 3-step drop, looking over the middle, throwing downfield, has a man, pass incomplete, broken up at the last second by Bakersfield. As it was intended that time for Samaj Freeman out of the backfield, and it was a good throw, maybe just not quite enough on it as Freeman had it, and the hit came right at the last second as you take another look. Tooker on the hit to make the breakup.
Yeah, I mean, perfect not going too high, kind of hit him right in the shoulder pads, and it perfectly timed to jar that ball loose. I think that's something the coaches are going to applaud in the film room on Monday. But, right there, just a bang-bang play. You're right, kind of had to slow up.
Yep.
Had the ball, never got turned around, and just took that hit.
So the Cougars going to throw here on 3rd and 17. Dixon instead going to tuck it as he's flushed out of the pocket, and he's brought down at the 32-yard line. So not a good gain for COC, and they'll have to punt it away on 4th down as they just could not connect. Freeman was open, and it was a good throw, just maybe a little bit touch underthrown by Dixon again. Maybe the 2nd time today we've seen that from COC, just a ball slightly underthrown. And just had a man, just didn't get it. So Morrison going to have to punt it away, and we'll see if they give Christopher a chance back there. It was a high snap. Christopher going to take it and slip a couple of Cougar tackles and brought down at the 40-yard line. A gain of about 4 on the return. And Bakersfield will take over with 15 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter.
And so another opportunity for this Cougar defense to rally the troops, so to speak. Maybe come up with a big play at the very least, get off the field. College of the Canyons offense has had its opportunities, a couple miscues, a couple just non-executions. But I feel like the openings have been there.
Amos on the carry, fights back to the line of scrimmage. Not going to get there, going to be dropped a yard, as they're going to give the tackle to Joshua Hatchett in their first on the contact. So a tackle for a loss for Hatchett, and that'll end the 3rd quarter. Bakersfield the only points in the 3rd quarter, a field goal. They lead 10-7. So we'll take a timeout and come back with 4th quarter action here on the Cougar Sports Network and SoCalCollegeSports.com.
Getting that perfect slice is satisfying, fulfilling, and rewarding too. But we don't do it for fun. We do it for fresh. Slice to order makes a sub above.
We'll go back into College of the Canyons, Cougar Stadium. Fourth quarter, getting ready to go to work. Bakersfield leading 10-7, and they have the football, second down and 11 from the 40-yard line. New back in there for Bakersfield. They're going to pitch it, a little shovel pass that time, and the Renegades going to get a huge gain out of it as Hawkins able to slip a couple of tackles, get across midfield, all the way down to the Cougar 45-yard line. The passing game for Bakersfield, those short passes has been really good today.
Yeah, and a nice job at the end of that play, kind of wrapping up and securing the ball, because we had some guys coming up with CPR, club punch rip, trying to get that ball out. Just didn't work. That's a nice job by the Renegades.
Other than the big pass late in the second quarter for Campbell to Harris, I don't think Bakersfield's really thrown the ball 10 yards down the field at all today. And they've just chopped up the Cougar defense in the throwing game. Haven't had much on the run game. They'll give it this time to Hawkins. He's hit from behind. I want to say it might have been
I saw 56
Rivera
in there.
yeah.
Yep, I saw Rivera. That's who I'd give it to. But it's some bodies in the area. And like you talked about, Matt, Bakersfield has slowly but surely kind of plodded away, boom, gotten a play, gotten moved across midfield. Both of these teams have moved the ball, just not quick to capitalize on the points department. And so in the fourth quarter here, we're in the nitty-gritty. It's time for one of these teams to make a move.
Campbell has Hawkins in the backfield. Hawkins in motion. Campbell direct run on a quarterback draw. Picks up 3 yards. They'll spot him at the Cougar 42-yard line. And it'll bring up 3rd down and 7 here for Bakersfield. So another big 3rd down here for the Renegades. Cougar defense trying to get off the field. Keep it a one-possession game. Get the ball back for their offense. As Bakersfield puts a man in motion. Marks lines up in the slot. Campbell wants to throw. Brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Snoke on first contact. Over to help out as well for COC was James Jeanette. And a big tackle for a loss for COC all the way back to the Bakersfield 49-yard line.
And that's exactly what you want to dial up on 3rd down. You see the protector out there just wasn't able to protect. As like you said, Snoke kind of blew it up. Snoke's the man out there. Snoke kind of blew it up, and then Jeanette was right there to finish it off. And that's a nice job. 2 of those athletes that we talked about leading the team in tackles and tackles for loss, respectively. And no bigger play than right there. Get off the field, get your offense the ball back.
Talk about Brian Snoke a lot. He just runs everywhere, full speed. As this punt away, catch taken by Littles at the 16-yard line, maybe the 17. We'll see where the spot is. And the Cougars will take over there. I can't talk enough about Brian Snoke. I mean, he does. Full speed on every single play. Does not know half speed at all.
No, he's got a motor on him. He's got a lot of athleticism, a lot of strength out there. Can play the middle. Could probably walk up to the line and put his hand down if you needed him to. But he's one of those guys that is a stalwart of this defensive unit and a leader out on the field and in the locker room, and just a pleasure to watch play.
It's high fives all around after the play and rallies the defense, who gets a stop, and the Cougars will go to work on the offensive side. We'll see Bryce Dixon again in there at quarterback, so they're going to stay with Dixon here in the second half. 12:27 to go here in the game. Cougars trailing by 3, 10-7. Ball spotted at the Cougar 16-yard line. Dixon going to run after a bad snap and gets a positive gain out of it all the way up to the 25-yard line. We'll see if they spot it at the 25 or the 26.
Yeah, that's not bad. Kind of just headed upfield and turned, twisted, and plied his way forward. You can see kind of gets turned around there. Nice job not taking too much contact. And, hey, that'll work. And second and short, line it up. Let's go.
Body down on the field for Bakersfield. One of the Renegades defenders, I think, got rolled up on at the end of the play there. So Bakersfield a little shorthanded on the offensive line, but give the offensive line for them credit after losing their man early. Have done a good job. Now somebody on the defensive side, and it'll give the Cougars a chance to kind of talk about things offensively after that bad snap, but a better pickup by Dixon. Maybe one of the best runs of the game for COC on the offensive side.
Yeah, and you're exactly right. You want to gather here, take advantage of this opportunity. You never want to see someone down like that. But if you have the moment, kind of calm these guys down, make sure everyone's on the same page. This is make or break time here in the fourth quarter, so no time for miscues. Like I said, just make sure everyone is playing together and in sync.
And I'm sorry, I want to correct that. That wasn't a bad snap at all. It was actually a good snap. It was just a designed play. I was kind of looking down, looked up and just saw Dixon spinning around in the backfield and thought, well, he had to do something to make a play.
Well, he sure did.
Yep.
Like I said, you set yourself up second and manageable, second and short, and those types of things will keep your offense on the field.
So it's Jalen Corprew down on the field for Bakersfield. Sitting up now. And the athletic training staffs for both sides out there. Sarah Ursum out there helping out. COC longtime athletic trainer. Had a nice little ceremony honoring Dr. Carzell retiring at the end of the year. 25 years in service of COC. Actually repaired my right knee back in the day.
You know what? I will add to that, repaired my left shoulder back in '99. So Dr. Carzell, an important part of our program, not just Cougar football, but all 17 athletic programs here at College of the Canyons. One of those guys that is working behind the scenes on the sideline, but always there, and just truly paramount to the success of our programs. Can't say enough about him.
Genuinely one of the nicest people you will ever meet, too.
Yeah.
Always willing to talk to you. Doesn't matter where it is, what's going on. We'll sit down, have a chat. It was back when I was actually a student athletic trainer here. He actually sat in the training room at halftime with all the kids and just had a conversation with us. Super nice guy. I actually worked for him for a little while at Southern California Orthopedic, so I can't say enough. It's really nice to see him out here, and I'm kind of sad to see him go.
We are going to miss him. He's still got a couple more games with us. One quick story that Sarah Ursum let me know about. He said that Dr. Carzell is so dedicated that when he's on the sideline, he's often running alongside the play and claiming ownership of the tendons, the bones, the joints that he has helped repair. Like, hey, that's my knee. That's my knee out there. Of course, in a joking matter, but again, one of those guys that, just concerned about the health and prolonged welfare and well-being of our student athletes, and we're going to have him for a couple more games.
I know I'm going to have to run down and say hello.
Yeah, we're going to make a point of that, but truly a nice moment here on what has been a tremendous evening here. Homecoming Cougar Stadium cannot thank all of our partners and organizing partners and sponsors, our student section that came out and rocked it, our Associated Student Government has really been a force here tonight. And so you love it when a plan comes together and everything kind of falls into place, and this is exactly what we envisioned for Homecoming 2022. And, Matt, look how exciting this is. I mean, after the 2 years that we've been through, pandemic and students off campus and sports delayed, and then they finally come back. Even though the sports came back, the fan base was kind of slow to get back into things. And I think here in 2022, we're back full force.
Well, we need the student section at everything.
Yeah.
Soccer,
well,
volleyball,
we're working on it.
Baseball, basketball.
This was our first time. This was our first endeavor. We thought, why not homecoming? But like I said, I think this is going to be a trend that continues at least for the final two home games. And then, like you said, we've got basketball coming up. We've got volleyball and soccer in the midst. So let's see what we can do.
So 2nd down and 2 here for COC. Give this time right up the middle was Sumlin, and he's got enough for the first down up to the 28-yard line. In on the tackle was Stites. But enough for a first down, so COC moves the chains and controls the ball.
That's exactly what it's going to take here. We haven't seen – well, I shouldn't say we haven't seen. We have seen some chunk plays. But I think in this stage of the game with both these teams in it, in the fight, not wanting to relent, every inch, every yard is going to be a battle. And I think that's what we're starting to see here.
1st and 10 for COC. Ball spotted at the 38-yard line of the Cougars, or the 28-yard line, I should say. They'll run with Sumlin. He gets across the 30, gains 4 yards as they'll spot him at the 32. And so Stites there again. So it'll bring up 2nd down and 6.
In College of the Canyons, while they have been known for the quick play, the explosive play, the down-the-field strike, they are equally as content to grind it out and work the ball down the field. I mean, this is a team that prides itself on being a blue-collar ethics program. And so, hey, let's line up and do it. We're content with that.
Dixon takes the chest-high snap. He wants to throw. He's flushed out of the backfield. Still on his feet. Wants to tuck it now. Trying to get around one defender. Takes a hit. And he gets positive yardage on it. Gets a yard on the gain. That was a lot of work for Bryce Dixon, but he slips one tackle and gains about a yard.
Well, and that's the second time that he's kind of looked to have been hemmed up and, for whatever reason, shows the athleticism, the speed to get outside. But then it's kind of those twist-turn maneuvers just to get something out of it. Kind of saw him bracing for it there, bracing for impact, but every little bit helps. And here we go, 3rd and 5, another key down for the Cougars here in the 4th quarter. This is what it's all about.
Certainly 3rd and manageable for the Cougars. 3rd and 5 from the 33-yard line. Dixon has Sumlin in the backfield next to him. 2 receivers out to each side stacked. They'll fake the handoff. They'll throw in the flat. Pass caught. Completing up to the 35, 36-yard line. It was Joshua Littleberry, but I think he's going to be about a yard short of the first down as they needed to get to about the 43, 44. And now the Cougars have a decision once again.
Yeah, and I think at this point of the field and this stage in the game, there's plenty of time left. You don't have to force the issue. Man, I think on that last play, that was just a little jailbreak type screen that really didn't develop. Timing-wise, got thrown off for whatever reason. I feel like the Cougars were fortunate not to get an ineligible receiver downfield penalty.
So Morrison will kick this away. Got run into on the kick. Flag coming out on the near sideline. It wasn't a very good punt.
That might be enough if that's contact.
Yeah. Well, the flag's way down here.
But I see the offensive, maybe not.
I think it's on the return team, and it'll push the Renegades back further. Right now they have the spot at the 38-yard line. I'm interested why no running into the kicker there.
Exactly. I thought maybe the Cougars might catch a break on that one. But as you said, with the flag coming from the far side, that just simply wasn't the case.
Maybe a legal block out of bounds or something along those lines. So it's a face mask on Bakersfield, 15-yard penalty at the end of the punt. So the Renegades will get the ball with 9:19 to go, but they'll be pinned deep. Maybe their worst field position of the ball game. Cougars really have not done a good job managing the field position here today. So Bakersfield all the way back inside their own 25, down to their own 23, as that's where they'll go to work on offense here with 9:19 to go in the 4th quarter. So Campbell in the backfield as the quarterback. 2 backs back there with him. We'll send one in motion. It's Marks to the near side, now lined up in the slot position. They'll give this time. Back in the game is Norwood. Tries to get the edge. Stays on his feet. Was knocked out of bounds. Got about 5 yards, about half the chains on first down.
He does a nice job of getting outside and kind of making something out of nothing.
It's a late burst.
Yeah, he really does. You know, kind of bounce it out. We'll wait, and turn up at the last minute. He's a talented back out there.
So we'll go here on 2nd down and 6. They give him a gain of 4. Bakersfield going to go 5 wide right now as they'll empty the backfield out on 2nd down and 6. Campbell will take the chest-high snap, wanting to throw. Cougars will flush him out of the pocket. Still eyes downfield, able to dodge one man, has enough for the first down as he's brought down at the 35-yard line of the Renegades. Enough for a first down.
Yeah, definitely had a Cougar flying in there trying to tell who that was. I think maybe just put his head down a little too soon. And able to sidestep him up for positive yardage. That'll move the chains. College of the Canyons, we've said it a couple times now, as the clock continues to tick, it's more and more imperative that you step up and make that big play, help turn things around here.
Bakersfield very content to run the football, it seems. Norwood not going to have anything that time. Brought down behind the line of scrimmage, as it looks like it was, I want to say it was Volk that got to him that time in the backfield. So that's the number I heard.
See if we can pick him up. That was 50 on the tackle.
I think it was Jackson Volk. Big tackle for a loss that time, a loss of 6 yards for Volk, just his 2nd TFL of the season.
But a guy, again, that's coming in, making the most of his opportunities and a time and a game that you got to have. So you love to see that. 4th quarter, bring your best.
Ball all the way back to the 29-yard line of Bakersfield. That was a big tackle for loss. They'll empty the backfield. They'll throw a quick pass out. Marks catches it. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage, breaks a couple of tackles, and now he's gone across the 30 to the 20, inside the 10 to the end zone. Touchdown, Bakersfield. Marks down the sideline, and the Renegades have stretched the lead to 2 scores, I should say.
And there's the chunk play that we talked about for the Renegades. I don't know how he stayed in bounds with all those guys around him. And once he got some space, there was just simply no catching him. That's a big impact play at this point of the game. And the Renegades have got to be feeling confident here, have come out in this second half and just really put it to the Cougars so far.
So 71-yard catch and run for Jihad Marks, his 4th touchdown of the season. Extra point is up and good. It's a 10-point lead for Bakersfield, 17-7, 7:22 to go here in the 4th quarter. And now you ask the Cougar offense to go get a quick strike and try and get you back within 1 score.
Yeah, it's imperative. They're going to come out and play with a sense of urgency here. But at the same time, you know, there's truly no room for error now. No turnovers, no miscues. You've got to make sure that you're executing on each and every snap. So, again, College of the Canyons, always a well-coached unit. You feel like they have that capability, but it's a matter of just going out and putting it all together, putting the puzzle together. Have seen the quick strike, and nothing would be better than to come out here in the first 2-3 plays and get something and go back to work, extend this battle another couple of rounds.
So Bakersfield will kick this one away. Slade and Anderson standing right about the 5-yard line for COC, as Skinner will kick it off once again after the touchdown. As we said, a 71-yard catch and run for Jihad Marks. They're going to kick it towards Anderson. He'll take it at the 8-yard line. He'll bring it up the near side. Has a couple of blockers out in front. Stopped it up. Probably should have just kept going. And instead just gets to the 25, and that's it. I think if he keeps coming up the sideline, he at least gets 5 more yards.
Yeah, or, you know, like you said, you make somebody over pursue, you cut it back. I mean, showed the burst there. I mean, and then just got kind of
wrapped up by 3 white jerseys, ran right into it.
And a little bit of scrumming going on out there. It's going to get chippy here in these final 7 minutes if it hasn't already. These are 2 teams with a lot at stake right here. And so as we've talked about time and time again, how do you respond? How do you pick yourself back up and try to salvage this game and set yourself up for success the rest of the way tonight and this season?
Dixon stays in there as quarterback for COC. Low snap will roll to his right. Wants to throw, looking downfield pass. Nearly caught, nearly intercepted at the same time. Intended for Zion Slade, broken up by Christopher Thompson.
Well, I'm not going to say anything Zion Slade doesn't already know, but I feel like he should have had that one. And that's an unfortunate right there. Just kind of slipped right through. You know, that being said, there's a lot of traffic in front of you. And that ball's coming in at a nice tight spin. So pick up, go back, turn the page, and try and do it again.
2nd down and 10, ball at the 25-yard line. 7:07 to go here in the 4th quarter. Cougars trailing by 10 after the touchdown by Bakersfield a few moments ago. Dixon needing to throw. Has good protection. Now just tucks it and runs. Spins back to the inside. Gets across the 25 to the 27-yard line. Just a 2-yard gain that time. Good protection downfield by Bakersfield.
Yeah, that's a smart play, actually, because the only really option he had was double covered, and running like that, you don't want to get into a situation where you're forcing something on the run or coming throwing across your body. So, again, tuck it down, see what you can get. He's had a knack for at least getting something. That was the case there, but you live to fight another day, most importantly. And so here we go, 3rd down. What are they going to dial up?
3rd and long. Cougars behind schedule here. It's spotted at the 27-yard line. 2 receivers bunched to the near side. Dixon needs to throw. 3-step drop will tuck it up. Needs to get rid of it, and he's brought down hard. Tackle by Parcher. Dixon brought down at the 25-yard line.
You know, and again, credit to this defensive line who are not only getting pressure but seemingly peeling off, picking the right moment to peel off and pursue. Again, keeping these Cougar ball carriers or receivers just kind of hemmed up. There's just nothing doing. There's nowhere to go.
Another 3-and-out short drive for COC. Clock not in their favor, ticking under 5:40 right now as they'll punt it away to Christopher Thompson. Ty Morrison back to kick it. Thompson going to take it at the 45 and try and return it from there. Cougars try to rip it out. Could not. He gets it back to midfield at the 50-yard line. One of the Cougars came flying in late. Thought he had a takeaway.
Yeah. Well, you get somebody to get their hand on it, and then your buddy comes in with the hat And that's when things get loose, get jarred. Just wasn't doing right there. But I think from here on out, every play, you're going to see some of that pull, grab, punch, whatever you got to do, claw that ball out, and then pounce on it and put your team in position. This is it here, the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, if you're Bakersfield, you go into your 5-minute offense, 5:26 to go. You're leading by 10. Campbell in the shotgun will send Marks in motion to the near side. He'll take the chest-high snap, hands it off. Hawkins trying to find the edge. Not much room to run. He'll get back to the line, maybe a yard short as they come out with the spot. So back to the 49-yard line, tackled for a loss. One of the Cougars down on the field. As it's Klassen who's going to run off. Looks like he's hurt. Looks like he's
kind of holding his arm.
Shoulder,
there.
yeah. So a loss of the yard. Inside 5 minutes to go here in the game. Bakersfield leading by 10. So if you're COC, you haven't had a turnover yet. Need to try and get one here, get something to get the ball back and give yourself a chance. So they'll give this time once again. Not much room for Hawkins as he gets back to the 50-yard line. Half a yard gain. They'll actually spot him halfway between the 50 and the 49. Or actually the nose of the football right at the 50. So it'll be 3rd down and 10. Bakersfield going to take their time, use all the play clock.
This is going to be one of those key plays here for College of the Canyons. No greater moment now to try and get something going. A stop at the least, a turnover would be tremendous, but you need this ball back in your hands, and this is what it's all going to come down to.
Hawkins stays in the backfield. They'll give to Hawkins. Punches into the pile, picks up 3 yards, maybe 4. Cougars are going to take a timeout with 3:52 to go as they're going to get the ball back, and now they're going to have 2 timeouts and need to work down the field probably a good 75, 80 yards, needing a touchdown to try and give themselves an opportunity here, trailing by 10. So timeout on the field by COC. Scoring has not been very much here so far today. Cougars got on the board first. 39-yard touchdown pass from Dixon to Jacoby Taylor. That led the scoring off with 1:15 to go in the first. The Renegades with a 1-yard touchdown run from Joseph Campbell after a 78-yard 8-play drive in just 39 seconds, I think is what they gave him. I think it was a little bit more than that. I think it was closer to 58. But scored with 5 seconds to go. The Renegades got a field goal from Tristan Skinner from 28 yards in the 3rd quarter, and then the touchdown 71-yard pass from Campbell to Marks, a 4-play 77-yard drive that took 5 minutes and 30 seconds off the clock for Bakersfield, and the Renegades with a 10-point lead. 4th and 7 here. The Renegades will punt it away. Skinner will kick it. Cougars with just one man back at the 10-yard line here. Fair catch called for and taken at the 12 by Calvin Littles. And so COC will have to drive.
Yeah, they got their work cut out for them here, Matt.
88 yards right now.
And it's do or die. I mean, you got to have it here. So it's focus and go out there and execute and see what happens. You definitely need to force the issue now because you're looking at 2 scores. You can't just be content to come down, grind it out.
Yeah, you got to go quick.
I mean, sure, the playbook is open, but at the same time, you've got to matriculate as quickly as possible. And so we'll see what this offense has dialed up. The strikes have been there. It's just the execution part, seeing it through to your hands and turning upfield. A couple times, credit to the Renegade defense, have broken up some plays.
Banks in the backfield. Cougars with just 5 men in to block. Dixon going to throw underneath to Banks. Caught, slips a tackle, gets up towards the 20-yard line, brought down at, we'll say, the 18. So it's a nice little gain. But the Cougars need to go quick here. Ball spotted at the 19-yard line. They need to get to the 22 for a first down. 2nd down and 3 here for COC. Quick offense as they go in the hurry-up. Dixon wanting to throw, looking right the whole way. Throws, pass, caught, downfield at the 38-yard line into the hands of Joshua Littleberry. Good enough for a big chunk and a first down for COC.
Littleberry, one of those guys that we had a penchant for calling in the early season, making a big play tonight, and that's exactly what I'm talking about, seeing the ball through to your hands, moving the chains.
They go back to work quickly. Hurry up offense in motion for COC. Dixon wants to throw. Pass incomplete. Trying to go to the outside to Littleberry. Might have had a hand on it, I think, somewhere on the outside. It looked like a big hand maybe got a deflection on it.
Yeah, it was definitely close. Feel like there could have been a play made. We're going to see the replay right here. But again, going to Littleberry down the sideline. See him come out of his break here.
No, just missed throw.
Yeah, just kind of off a little bit. That's inside a foot, and that's a catch and a first down probably.
So Dixon in the shotgun will take the belt high snap. 3-step drop, looking over the middle. Pass incomplete. Zion Slade got hit right as the ball came in as Wartenberger made the hit.
Cannon's just not able to get separation right now. Every time the ball is there, it's met with a renegade defender, either on the back, coming across, jarring it loose, whatever the case may be, whatever it's taken.
It's good timing by Luke Wartenberger that time. Right as the ball got to Zion Slade, he's a half a step early, and it's pass interference, but instead it's a pass breakup. And the Cougars with 3rd and long at the 38-yard line, 2:55 to go here in the fourth quarter, trailing by 10. Dixon to throw. Has plenty of time, just a 3-man rush. Wants to run instead as the Renegades with plenty of defense downfield will get up to the 45-yard line and go out of bounds, and that's going to be short of the chains by 4 yards, 3 yards actually. And so the Cougars now have a decision. I mean, I think it's 4-down territory.
Yeah, you got to go for it, and you got to have it. I mean, this is, you know, hopefully you've got a couple plays that you feel confident about that you can get those 3-4 yards, especially at this point of the game when the defense is seeing what you've got, what you're bringing. So this is, we've said it a couple times, this could be it, ladies and gentlemen.
Might be the ball game here. Dixon on 4th and 3. Renegades showing a 3-man front. They bring late pressure. Dixon needs to throw. Pass caught underneath. Enough for a first down. Big throw from Dixon that time as he finds the open receiver cutting across in Trevor Gertch. And the Cougars have moved the chains across midfield.
And that's just good scheming right there and a nice job seeing it through. I got excited, was pointing to the lower level route coming up the far sideline.
I saw you.
And, hey, what do I know? I'm not the one to make that read and the throw. That's a nice job. Keep it going.
Got to hurry up here, though. 1:55 on the clock as the clock continues to tick. Ball spotted at the 46-yard line of Bakersfield. Dixon in the backfield with Banks to his right. 2 receivers out to each side. 3-step drop, plenty of time. 4-man pressure, but he throws it short. Had a man wide open on the far side in Gertch, but just didn't get it out to him.
I don't know if he felt that he had to rush that a little bit. I mean, I think he had the time. Just got to step into that a little bit better and bring it up. But, yeah, no one really around him.
It was actually Littleberry the intended target, and you could see Littleberry kind of just, was wide open. So 2nd and 10, 1:44 to go here in the fourth quarter. Cougars need a touchdown right now and need to get it quick as you're running out of time, trailing by 10. 5 wide for COC. Bakersfield showing 4-man pressure will bring all 4. Dixon throwing downfield, looking, and it was behind the intended target. He was trying to find Calvin Littles. Littles turned over his right shoulder. The ball landed behind him on his left side.
Yeah, and again, that's probably just a matter of, Dixon hasn't been the starter year-round, that rhythm, that know with all where you're going to go and what they're going to do before they even do it. Just not in sync there.
I think he thought Littles was going to go skinny post, and instead he went to the corner on a little out route. So 3rd and 10, definitely 4-down territory. We've seen it already once on this drive. Cougars needing to convert here on 3rd or 4th down, keep the drive alive, and need to do it quickly. Dixon to throw. 4-man pressure from Bakersfield. Dixon steps up into a throw, has a man caught. First down across the 30-yard line, down to the 25. Chains will move. Littleberry on the outside that time for COC, and the Cougars want to go back to work.
Yep, you got to line up. No delay right here. You got to line up and get it. Someone's taking a timeout. I think that's going to be College of the Canyons. Go ahead and.
I think it's an official timeout here.
Well, I saw Ted walk out like he was ready to meet his troops. But let's see what.
So they're going to put 1:23 on the game clock.
But there's no call on who called the timeout. So they're concerned about the second, but not the designation.
I don't know who called the timeout.
You got to figure, odds are it's College of the Canyons calls the timeout right there. So that's what we'll go with until we hear otherwise. But, again, like I said, just the way Ted was coming off the field ready to kind of, you're probably dialing up 2 or 3 plays here, at least the option, depending on how the situation plays out.
I think it was an official's timeout. I think the chains didn't get set correctly, and they were trying to get everybody dialed in.
You could be right, but then why let them linger and talk for that long?
No idea. It was weird. But I saw him go like this, and he's going to wind the clock here, so we're going to go back to work.
Well, Cougars got a free one.
So they get a chance to talk about it. Dixon sends a man in motion. Needs to hurry up here as the clock ticking at 1:15. Throws here on first down. Ball thrown to the outside, looking for a man, trying for Littleberry into double coverage, and it's incomplete. Probably lucky it was. 2 bodies there. Thompson, who's been very good around the ball today, just kind of running with Littleberry at 108.
But again, that's what you have to do is force the issue and get it into the end zone. You cannot allow this game to tick down any further. Anything you got to do is got to be towards the sidelines or in the end zone, or at the very least, like I said, have the 2-play sequence already dialed up so when you walk up to the line, no time is squandered.
Gertch back into the game for COC as Smith comes off the field. 108, ball spotted on the 24-yard line. 2nd down and 10 for COC. Dixon to throw. Scrambles. Sacked behind the line of scrimmage. Brought down by Jacob Jones. And the Cougars are going to be forced to take their second timeout with 1:01 to go. And a huge loss that puts you on the edge of field goal range, too, as it's all the way back at the 33-yard line now. So at the very least, you had a chance to put 3 up, and now you've kind of forced yourself into a 4-down territory once again here, Jesse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, again, it's do or die. And the Cougars 1 step forward, 1 step back, or 2 steps back. You absolutely cannot afford to take a sack there. Not only the loss of yardage, but now your loss of timeout and just the stalling of everything that does for your offense. You hope that the Canyons can come back and regroup in this huddle here, shake it off. We've seen the quick strike a couple times, but again, with time a factor like this, it's not what you want to see.
So we reset, 1:01 to go. It'll be 3rd down. It'll be 3rd and 19, ball on the 33-yard line. Cougars certainly in 4-down territory here. So we're in the 4th quarter. COC trailing by 10, 17-7. Dixon, low snap, 3-step drop, hit from behind, ball is out, still loose, and the Cougars will dive on it. Damon Banks will dive on it at the 44-yard line, and Coach Ted Iacenda forced to take another timeout to stop the clock.
Well, I want to say that was 96.
Yeah, Rashad Nelson in on the hit that time.
He literally came in flying.
Dixon did not look comfortable afterwards. I think the Cougars.
I don't see how you could be. I mean, that dude came
hard
in full
from behind,
force,
full blind side, right around
with authority, and that's the kind of play that will seal a game for your team. Cougars lucky to retain possession there, but the Renegades are Got to feel like the Renegades are feeling good at this point here.
Got to get all the way down to the 14-yard line for a 1st down. This is the ball game right now. 4th down and forever for COC. Ball spotted at the 43. They bring in Samaj Freeman from the sideline. They'll bring Damon Banks off here. Cougars going to huddle up here. Dixon wanting to talk about protection. Freeman in there, just 4 wide for COC. Got to get to the 14-yard line to keep the game alive. Really got to get to the end zone to keep the game alive. As Dixon throws it in the flat, the Cougars going to try for a trick play. Freeman still on his feet. Bakersfield can just string it out, and that's the ball game right there. Bakersfield makes a tackle back at the 33-yard line, turnover on downs, and the Renegades can just kneel on it and take home their first win since 2012 on the field snapping what is an 11-game winning streak, a 9-game winning streak on the field for COC. And the Renegades will pick up the win and improve to 1-0 in conference play. Improve to 3-3 on the season. Cougars fall to 2-4 as Campbell kneels on it. And that is the ball game just one more time for Bakersfield. So COC, only one touchdown in the ball game. The defense kind of kept it close, but the Renegades get one late big play to make it a 10-point victory. And now Bakersfield in the driver's seat in the National Northern Division with their first win of conference play. And they pick up a big win here on homecoming night, sending the Cougar fans home disappointed.
Yeah, absolutely. Hats off to the Renegades. Cougars spoiled their homecoming last year. They looked to return the favor and were able to do that. And so here we go.
So that'll do it for us here on the Cougar Sports Network. Bakersfield, a 17-7 win over COC. Win their first game of the National Northern Division play. The Cougars will be back on the road next week. Back home in a couple weeks here. We hope you join us then. Thank you for joining us. Have a good night, everybody.